Hello and welcome to the Katie Halper Show. Very excited to be streaming this lovely night, this June night. I'm looking right now to see if I left my door slightly agape, in which case I may have to get up and close it. But either way, you're going to be happy you're here because we have a great show for you. Door open, door closed. Regardless, we got with us Ross Barkan, journalist, author of a new book called The Prince about Andrew Cuomo. And he is here to tell us all things Andrew related. We got your Andrew Yang. We got your Andrew Cuomo. Maybe we could next time, or someone in the stream want to create, do it IRL, in real time, DIY, hashtag which Andrew quiz. We could do that. We could quiz each other, which Andrew said it. But I'm really happy to have you on. We have not really been paying attention to local politics on this show. And so I would love to hear your thoughts, like an overview on what is happening. And I'm going to make you full screen because I got to get up and close the door. I hope that's okay. So you take it away. It's all on you. Ready?
All right. So, yeah, I mean, the New York City mayoral race is entering its home stretch. The Democratic primary is on June 22nd, and early voting starts in just a couple of days. And since New York is an overwhelmingly Democratic city, the winner of the Democratic primary is just about assured to be the next mayor, not just probably for the next 4 years, but probably for the next 8 years, given the fact that incumbents always win. So right now, it's probably really down to 4 to 5 top candidates. And those candidates are the very famous Andrew Yang, who has fallen back in the polls, but is still very much in the hunt. Eric Adams, the Brooklyn Borough president, who has become the front runner of late, though he's not a heavy front runner. He's been leading consistently by a few points. You have Catherine Garcia, who really shot up after getting endorsed by the New York Times. And she used to be Bill de Blasio's sanitation commissioner and head of the New York City Housing Authority. So she has a lot of government experience, and she's been appealing to, I think, a certain type of PMC liberal. And there's Maya Wiley, who was Bill de Blasio's counsel and was an MSNBC pundit, who also has risen up of late and was endorsed very recently by Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Another top candidate, Scott Stringer, has been hampered by a couple of sexual harassment and assault allegations against him. These allegations came from stuff that took place allegedly decades ago, and he's denied them. But they have cost him a lot of his progressive endorsers. So Stringer has been unable to build out his coalition, and Wiley has been taking from it. And she's really trying to position herself as the progressive choice in the race. I would say the race has no true leftist candidate. It has no socialist, certainly. Oh, and of course, sorry, I forgot Dianne Morales, who had her implosion recently, which we can talk about, and has had not much of a shot at winning before her implosion, but certainly has none now. The Working Families Party's unendorsed her. A lot of elected officials and nonprofit progressive organizations have unendorsed her. So Morales, for a brief moment, was exciting to some leftists, though her background was a bit, dubious from a left perspective, but she has faded. And so it's really probably down to those 4 candidates. And, 3 of them very much are not of the even kind of progressive left of center left. And then Wiley is kind of in that left liberal, I would say, kind of Elizabeth Warren-ish candidate. And that's sort of how it's how the chips have fallen.
Yeah. Well, and I want to give you a shout out for distinguishing between the left liberal Warren camp as opposed to the actual, say it with me now, friends, of course, we know, left camp, known, associated with Bernie Sanders. Not everyone gets that difference.
And there's no DSA endorsed candidate in this mayoral race, which is important to keep in mind. I think was a very wise decision in retrospect, because they are focusing on the city council. They don't really have the capacity to swing a mayoral race. I think something to keep in mind for viewers who aren't aware. I mean, this is a huge election just in sheer size. The electorate is massive. There are millions of eligible voters, and forecasted turnout probably around 800,000 Democrats will vote on election day, and then in the early voting and absentee. So 800,000 people, that is a statewide race in a lot of states. So it's really, when you think of New York City, it's a municipal contest, but really in sheer size, it is much bigger than just about any other race short of gubernatorials in big states and then the presidential.
Right. Yeah. So I'm going to give you the full screen again because I'm going to tend to something. I also want to just tell people that I want everyone to know that this was a special late stream for various reasons. Apologies on my end, but I got to keep my audience on their toes. I'm just kidding. But for that reason, I am going to make a pop out of this thing. I'm going to be here, but you're just going to see Ross because I'm going to do a little reminder on the Twitter to tell people I'm here because we've been, how that I don't know which agency it is suppressing us on YouTube, people not getting notifications. So Ross, I'm going to throw you another question and you can actually choose your own, but here's my question for you.
Sure.
Could you just go from like left to right, kind of rank all the candidates and why you place them where in the lineup?
Sure. So among the kind of well-known candidates, Morales by default is the most left since she's very aggressively in favor of defunding the NYPD. She's very unapologetic about it. She's spoken about free college tuition, the Green New Deal. So, on the talking point, she's certainly the most unapologetically left candidate. The issue with Morales is she was very steeped in the charter school movement. She admitted to supporting Andrew Cuomo in 2018 over Cynthia Nixon. And, she was a nonprofit executive for a very long time, making a very comfortable salary and had no real involvement in left politics at all before the mayoral race. Did not really campaign for anyone, was not involved in the DSA campaigns. So really no record of left involvement, but sort of by default is the most left candidate, but certainly has a background that I would say profiles as more left liberal, PMC liberal, did not support Bernie Sanders at all. She said she was a Warren supporter in 2020. So that's Morales. After that, Scott Stringer and Maya Wiley are kind of next on the spectrum. Both of them were not Bernie Sanders supporters. They are Warren supporters, very much in that left liberal camp. They do have, progressive policies. They are critics of charter schools. They support kind of more affordable housing, more critical of the real estate industry, higher taxes on the wealthy. So they take, conventional left positions in city and state politics. But I'd say Stringer and Wiley, are very much, center left candidates, left liberal candidates, not leftist, not DSA candidates. Those don't exist in this race in any real form. And then after that, you have the sort of moderate lane, which is Adams, Yang, and Garcia. To be clear, even within these so-called moderate campaigns, they all will support individual policies that actually are quite progressive. Andrew Yang, for example, in favor of establishing a public bank, which I do think is a very good idea. Cash transfer program for very poor people. Some people on the left mock or dismissive of cash transfer programs. I personally think they're a good idea and should be piloted more. So I am enthusiastic about whoever wins trying to do that. But Yang, of course, also though is very much aligned in this race with the corporate sector, the business community, very pro NYPD, and is paying Bradley Tusk to give him advice. And Bradley Tusk is a Bloomberg consultant who ran his mayoral campaign and worked on the presidential and is very deep in the tech sector. So Yang, definitely not of the left, but has some left ideas. Eric Adams also, is sort of the candidate being quietly supported by Bill de Blasio and, is someone who supports some conventional, left approaches to kind of like building affordable housing, but is also very closely aligned with the real estate industry, very pro NYPD. Both Yang and Adams are very critical of defund the police. And, Adams used to be a Republican, and, he is someone who, supported a state senator who joined the IDC in Albany and was fine with that. So, Eric Adams is someone who absolutely, like Yang, is not a leftist at all in any way. And then Garcia also has emerged as a sort of, blend of like a moderate and like a PMC candidate, and that, she's a manager. She was the sanitation commissioner. She is critical of raising taxes on the wealthy. She is pro charter school, and she is someone who appears to be very skeptical of rent stabilization. And I personally worry about, her appointing less tenant friendly people to the rent guidelines board, which decides how much the rent is raised on rent controlled and rent stabilized apartments. So that's sort of the state of play, where it's this contest between left of center, left liberal candidates, and more moderate candidates with some left ideas. So largely, if you're a leftist, this is a hold your nose election, and, seeking out the lesser evils.
Right. And one question that I have is, why did the New York Times endorse Garcia?
It's a good question. New York Times has almost single-handedly buoyed Catherine Garcia's campaign. She was polling in the mid-single digits for months and months and months, really failing to gain traction, trapped behind Scott Stringer, even trailing Maya Wiley. The New York Times shocked a lot of people by endorsing Garcia and not Wiley. Stringer was probably the early front runner, but then he had his sexual assault allegation leveled against him, and that really took him out of the running. So why did the Times, I think the New York Times editorial board is fundamentally left liberal and not leftist in any way. Occasionally they'll pivot that way. They endorsed Zephyr Teachout for attorney general. Don't forget they endorsed Andrew Cuomo over Cynthia Nixon. They made the kind of odd Klobuchar-Warren co-endorsement and were very dismissive of Bernie Sanders, as well as Joe Biden. The irony of the Times' 2020 endorsement process was, I think, none of their top four candidates were anywhere near the top tier of the actual race when votes were counted. So, I think the Times is very enamored, as a lot of kind of affluent liberals are, with managerial experience, with resumes, with CVs. Garcia, to her credit, she is a very smart woman. She is very experienced. She is articulate.
Sounds like, besides the experience, you're basically describing Katie Halper. So, and I'm not going to name myself for mayor. So,
I think the issue with Garcia is, she doesn't have a terribly broad vision of the office beyond being a manager, which for some people that's enough on the municipal level. But I think for the left, there are real concerns about her views on taxation, her views in education, and her views on real estate. She's very real estate friendly. I support building more. I'm not a NIMBY. I do think New York has to build a lot more housing, but I also think we have to be very conscious of rent stabilization and looking for ways to expand either rent stabilization, looking for new types of Mitchell Lama, programs, and looking for social housing, means to really keep working class and poor people in the city. I think Stringer and Wiley have some interest in that. Catherine Garcia does not. And that's really a fundamental difference, as well as in education, where Garcia of late has become very enthusiastic about charter schools. My own theory, I wrote a piece for the Village Voice very recently, is that she is seeking the donor base that comes with being a charter school supporter. When you support charter schools, very wealthy people want to give to your campaigns. She needs money right now. She's in the hunt, but she's not the top tier, and she has to find a way to rise past Yang and Adams. And getting charter money could be a way to do it. Right now, all the charter school money is going to super PACs supporting both Andrew Yang and Eric Adams, who are both charter school friendly.
So I want to bring in, we got a surprise guest. I'm really excited, guys. I don't want to overwhelm you with his qualifications or his, I don't want the Hillary Clinton effect to happen when you get distracted by the resume and the experience. So I'm just going to call this guy New Yorker Sam. He follows, you may have met once back, well, whatever. Anyway, he follows the media. He's a politics junkie, and I like his style. That's what I'm going to say to justify having him on. Sam, do I give your last name or no? No last name? Yes, last name? Okay, Sam Alcoff. Hello, Sam.
My name is Sam Alcoff, and I'm just a New Yorker.
Sam Alcoff, just a New Yorker. Yeah,
I'm a New Yorker as well.
Yeah,
welcome.
You guys have been in the same room at the same time. That's all I'm going to say, but you may not have known it. Right? You have been, right?
I don't wear a headset.
You've met, right? Virtually, at least. Yeah, we can hear you. Can you hear us?
No.
Okay, hold on. This is you guys, we're showing that New York spirit, that New York grit. So you got to make sure, Sam, that on the bottom of it there's cam mic and select the audio. Oh, he can't hear me, so he can't hear me saying it. All right, let's see. 1 second. You know what? I'm going to connect you and Brad, Sam, okay? I'm going to do that little trick that I do. Okay, Ross. So, I asked you before if you thought that please talk. Okay. If you thought who you thought was better for the left, Adams or Yang? I guess worse for the left, right? And could you share your thoughts on that?
Sure. So my view of this is I don't know if it's unconventional, but it's one that not everyone agrees with, and that's that Andrew Yang would be a better scenario for the left, for DSA, for leftists, even for the professional left, for the NGO left, WFP, than Eric Adams. Fundamentally, Eric Adams would be a much stronger mayor, stronger in the sense that he has deep ties to institutions and neighborhoods. He's backed by labor unions. He has been steeped in the city for a very long time. He's very hard to intimidate. He's very hard to organize against. He would be the city's second black mayor. He's a former police captain. He is very smart about weaponizing identity against his critics. I give you an example of, a big issue in New York is placard abuse, where, police officers, people who work for the city, park illegally with their placards everywhere. It causes a real hazard for a lot of people, certainly for cyclists and for pedestrians. Eric Adams is a notorious placard abuser, and he's the Brooklyn Borough president right now, so he has many placards to give out. And he was called out for this, and Eric Adams, said in a very cynical way, look, the white borough president got to abuse his placards. Why are you attacking the black borough president for doing the same? Eric gets to do this too. So, he's very good at weaponizing identity. And I think that's one issue for the left as it becomes very identity focused, is that it has to be aware that bad faith actors are going to take that sword and bludgeon the left with it whenever it can. Eric Adams is very good at that. So, he's also someone who will seek revenge against people who've wronged him. There are many revenge, political revenge, not violence, but
hit him with a placard. He could take a placard to their heads and do some damage.
Or simply, as mayor, support candidates in primaries, turn organized labor against the WFP or against DSA. Several of his top allies have had very big, nasty fights with the left. One of them is a city councilwoman named Lori Cumbo, who is the sworn enemy of Jabari Brisport, who's like the very exciting young DSA state senator.
Gotta get him back on, yeah.
Ask him about Lori Cumbo. So Lori Cumbo is a top Eric Adams ally. If Eric Adams becomes mayor, I would be shocked if Lori Cumbo doesn't have a job in the administration, maybe a high-ranking job. Jesse Hamilton was his successor in the state Senate. He joined the IDC. For those who don't know, the IDC was a group of Democrats who helped the Republicans stay in power in the state Senate. Adams very aggressively backed Jesse Hamilton, and Adams feuded with another, young progressive state senator, Zellner Myrie. And so, for someone like Zellner Myrie, for someone like Jabari Brisport, Mayor Eric Adams is not a pleasant sight. Whereas with Andrew Yang, I think he is weaker in the sense that he doesn't have any deep institutional ties. He's new to the city. He was never involved in city politics. He is more easily organized against. He is more persuadable. Eric Adams is not. I don't think Eric Adams will be moved by protests outside of Gracie Mansion, to be honest with you. I think if Eric Adams wants to do something, he's going to do it. This is someone, he said he will carry a gun on him in City Hall. That is who he is fundamentally. He's a retired
he's bringing
cop.
some Trump energy.
A little bit. I mean, Eric Adams has, he's much smarter than Trump.
No, I just mean the cop. I mean the gun thing. Obviously, Trump's saying that he'll shoot someone on Park.
Adams is also incendiary. Remember, Adams was telling people to go back to Ohio and Iowa last year before the pandemic. He's very much kind of a divide and conquer politician, and he's not afraid to rail against his enemies and take them on very directly. Whereas Andrew Yang, more happy-go-lucky, more willing to engage with the left, even if he blows them off sometimes, even if he doesn't know what he's talking about. Bradley Tusk called him an empty vessel. And I think for some on the left, they're like, oh my God, that means, evil corporate donors will fill the vessel. And that's very true. I wouldn't argue that. I take the other side of the argument as well, which is, well, if you're an empty vessel, organize and get in that vessel, fill it, right? The left can do that in New York City. So Andrew Yang may not be a picnic for the left, but Eric Adams, I called him in my Substack piece the machine mayor. He would come in with a lot of allies, a lot of cards to play. He is someone who is not easily intimidated. And I don't think people on the left quite understand what they would have on their hands if Eric Adams becomes mayor. He's very different than Bill de Blasio in that sense, where Bill de Blasio was goofy and bad on issues, but was generally supportive of left movements or hands off.
Okay.
Eric Adams could be very different.
So just because, Sam, you were having tech issues, I know, and I want to just bring you into the chat literally. What Ross's kind of thesis in response to the question, who is worse for the left, Adams or Yang? Ross's take is that it would be Adams is worse for the left because he's less. Hold on, Sam. Hold on. This is why I want you to have a discussion. Because you said that he is more. I mean, you want to give your one sentence recap? You made a very great.
Eric Adams is a lot stronger than Yang. It's as simple as that. Like, Eric Adams has the support of organized labor. Eric Adams has been steeped in the city for decades. Eric Adams is a former cop. He's going to carry a gun on him. You can't intimidate Eric Adams. You can't organize against him. Eric Adams wants to do something. He's going to do it. He's a black man. He can weaponize identity against the left and say they're all like white racists, and it could work. He is very close to the tabloids. The New York Post endorsed him. Daily News likes him. Andrew Yang would be a much weaker mayor, which, if you're a New Yorker, you go, oh, I want a strong mayor. Well, if you're the left, you don't want a strong mayor because a strong mayor is going to push you around. DSA, the professional left, can organize against Andrew Yang. They can persuade him to support certain policies. Ron Kim did that on decriminalizing sex work. Eric Adams is not persuadable. I've covered him for 8 years now. He's a very smart man, very tough man. He's a much harder opponent for the left.
So okay. I'm going to disagree, not just for argument's sake, though I do have to say, Ross, I'm a fan of your work, but I disagree a little bit. I think it's interesting that the very first thing that you list in your reason that Adams is bad for the left is that he's a friend of labor. Why is the fact that he's in good with some of the unions going to be a bad thing for the left?
You can turn unions. I mean, unions support. I'm pro-labor. I'm in a labor union. I'm an NYU adjunct. I'm part of UAW 7902. Yeah. I support labor because if you study New York politics, you see that the large labor unions of New York State are always wary of left movements. Sometimes they'll work with DSA or WFP. Often they won't. Andrew Cuomo is a master at this game. Andrew Cuomo has very effectively co-opted the biggest labor unions in the state to tamp down the left if the left gets out of line. And the biggest labor unions in the state supported the Republican Senate majority because Andrew Cuomo wanted them to. So, Mayor Eric Adams can call up, 32 BJ, DC 37, Hotel Trades Council, and say, hey, there's this like DSA candidate in 2022 running for the state legislature. I think he's a piece of crap. Endorse his opponent and spend, $200,000 against him or her. They'll do it. He's the mayor of New York City. They have no loyalty to the movement left. So, having institutional ties makes you strong. If you don't have those ties, you're weak. Eric Adams is strong. That just means it's that much harder to be able to move him on anything. So he can say, I am the left. Eric Adams, he's a very smart guy. He can say, I'm black. I'm from Bed-Stuy. I've got labor. You're not the left. I'm the left. And he can beat you that way.
Yeah, I think that premise, respectfully, is a little off. I think that what labor does is it does not want to spend janitors and nurses' money on harebrained schemes and whatever the DSA comes up with at the drop of a hat. But we're coming up on the 10th anniversary of Occupy Wall Street. And I remember when Bloomberg sent the police at like 6 or 7 in the morning to clear Zuccotti Park on because he was just sick of it. He just wanted to clear it out. And the at that point, Occupy Wall Street had been going on for several months, and the AFL-CIO sent out a mass email blast to its members and said, get down to Zuccotti Park and protect Occupy Wall Street from the NYPD. And if you talk to people that day, they said it felt like the cavalry arrived, right? Nobody expected the AFL-CIO to show up and protect Occupy Wall Street on September 17th. But after it had established itself for a few months, it was a more interesting animal. So I think that I don't totally buy into the premise that because Adams has ties to labor, that he's going to use that to sort of totally hedge over to the conservatives. I think that
wasn't his only. I just want to say that wasn't his only argument. That's one of them.
Yeah,
no. I don't think that's. But I just putting that out there. And then the second thing is I think that the problem is with Yang is Bradley Tusk, and so there's this argument that a weak mayor is better for the left. Except we've had de Blasio for the last 8 years, and I think he's been a pretty weak mayor, and he was terrible on Eric Garner. He was terrible on landlords. He's been terrible on a bunch of stuff. He was good at the very beginning when he properly handled the union contracts that Bloomberg had let sit there, and you had a vast transfer of wealth to working class New Yorkers. And he did some good stuff with universal pre-K, but after that, he totally got hammered in by the real estate, the landlords, and the NYPD, and he was weak. I mean, he was just constantly weak. He was always bending the knee. And the problem with Yang is Yang has no base. There's nobody who is for Yang, and so Yang is going to be dependent on Tusk's strategies. And so why do we think that Adams is worse than Yang?
Eric Adams has his own consultants. I think the Tusk thing is very overblown. Tusk is not a bad guy. I've profiled Bradley Tusk. I know him very well. Disagree with him on many issues. People overrate the hell out of Bradley Tusk. Like, he's not like the master wizard who can determine the course of events. He can't even win this mayoral race, it seems like. So, Bradley Tusk can whisper in Andrew Yang's ear. He's one man, one consultant. The left movement can also organize against Andrew Yang. And Bill de Blasio was a weak mayor. Left movements flourished under Bill de Blasio because it didn't interfere with them. That's the difference. Andrew Cuomo very much tried his hardest to tamp down progressives whenever he could. Eric Adams could very much be in that same mold. That comes back to the labor point. You brought up the point with Occupy Wall Street. Great sentiment. That was a decade ago. Nice one-time thing. I'm talking about a decade of Andrew Cuomo weaponizing 1199 SEIU to support the Senate Republicans, weaponizing UFT even against progressives. I think labor is great, but Eric Adams having these ties to institutions very much makes him harder to organize against, especially when he can claim a mandate of the left. Whereas Yang is an empty vessel, but because he's weak, the left can do a lot more. There's room to operate. There's room to grow. Eric, you cited the landlord slash cop nexus. Yeah. I mean that's the base of both Yang and Adams. Adams has fundraised heavily from the real estate industry. He's a former police officer. He's a arch critic of defund. Andrew Yang really running a very similar type campaign. So you're choosing between two pro-cop, two pro-landlord candidates. One can be punched in the chin and knocked down by the left. One is going to catch the fist and break it. I take the weaker opponent.
My question, though, is the thing I don't understand is people always bring up that Adams is a cop. And I recognize that Adams is definitely running on, I'm a cop. I'm the person who can reform the NYPD. But I also know about the problems with the NYPD. And for me, I think that there's a lot of older New Yorkers who remember that Adams, his springboard into being the borough president was 100 blacks in law enforcement who care, because he was the guy the New York Times would go to for years when they wanted a cop who would be critical and say stuff against the NYPD.
Then he became a Republican for 5 years and talked about how Dinkins was soft on crime, which is how he spent the 90s, and then he pivoted back. So
Sam, you may have just caught a fist.
Been a lot of different Eric Adamses in his long career, but he's a reformer now. He is.
So who's the top of your ticket?
Oh, wait, hold on. Before, 1 second. We have guys, this is such an amazing debate. So who are we talking to? We got what?
I'm not debating. Ross is smart as shit.
No, I know. It's discussion. So we got
this is fun.
Discussion. It's fun, right?
Yeah.
So we got New Yorker Sam in here who came in with the thesis that Yang more dangerous, which I think we should do a game where we all argue each other's takes and then the opposite. But then we got, of course, Ross Barkan, and now Ava Farkas coming back into the fold. Ava Farkas, you know her from the show, of course. She's been here before. I hope I didn't catch her mid eating. Are you okay? You need 30 seconds? All right. She is with Met Council Action, housing organizer. So Ava, this is your beat. You are a housing organizer. So what say ye? And by the way, the reason we're focusing on who's worse than, it's not just a lesser of evilism argument. It's also because, there is something to who people will vote for and who people will rank or not rank. So we're going to get to who the person to vote for is. But first, we really want to sit with who the worst is. So Ava, what say ye? Who's worse, Yang or Adams?
Okay, so I'm not speaking in my capacity in my professional capacity, because I just need to say a few disclaimers. So Met Council Action is a sister organization of Met Council on Housing. It's a 501c4, and we made some endorsements in a number of city council races, which people can check out at the Tenant.org. That's our website. But we didn't make any endorsements in the mayoral race. So all these opinions are just my opinion.
Private citizen Ava.
Private citizen, yes. New Yorker. Okay. Who's worse? I mean, I really like that Yang wants to have like a party, like to mark the end of COVID. I was really into that idea, that platform idea. I don't know. I think they're both.
Uh-oh. Someone's internet is partying too
Bradley
hard.
Tusk got to her. The all-powerful Bradley Tusk stopped her internet.
Yeah. Wow. Jesus Christ. I mean, if this, we got, maybe if we got to get Ava steady, Wi-Fi, maybe this could really change things for housing issues. Well, Ava, hopefully you can reconnect. Let's see. Ava, reconnect, please. Okay. So I'm going to throw my hat in the race. Not that way. I'm going to throw my hat in this game and say that I think that the danger, and I know way less than Ross does, but the thing that I do see as a potential danger is that people Yang has the allure or the look of a progressive, not to us, but I think a lot of people see him as a disruptor or something, right? So I think one thing in Yang's, not in his favor. This is such a weird debate.
His column.
Is it in his column? No, it's against his column. Adams gets this point of badness, which gives him this point of goodness. Okay. This is my anti-Yang pro Adams point, but pro being why he's bad.
Yeah.
that I don't think anyone looks at Adams except for apparently Sam Alcoff, who has a soft spot for him as an authority for the New York Times when it comes to reflective cops, introspective cops. No one's going to look at Adams and think they have a good, a guy who's like thinking outside the box or progressive. I think it'll be full court press. I think, it's a bit like it's almost like the plus side of Trump, maybe. Not quite as bad. No, not that. I pushed it too far. Anyway, but yes, the lack of progressive sheen that Adams has, I think that can be one good thing that's one bad thing that makes him more dangerous. Yang more dangerous. Yes, that's it.
I mean,
So
I think if I hear you correctly, I think Adams will be more nakedly transactional, whereas Yang, it will be more sort of quote unquote disruptive. Is that?
Yeah. I mean, I just think that people won't have their guards up as much with Yang as they will with Adams. But I don't think that's not decisive.
The press scrutiny, which is good, has been incredible toward Yang. I mean, Yang has been scrutinized tremendously by the leading newspapers in the city and by other outlets. So I think the media has been on to Yang for a very long time.
Yeah.
And, he would have no honeymoon if he was elected mayor, I think, Yang has the sort of everyman strength. He kind of connects to regular people. Adams is not as well known, can be more polarizing.
He's not like Yang has a real nice guy thing to him also.
He does. No, he definitely does. And I think both are fundamentally pro-police, like pro-real estate,
right.
candidates. I mean, in that sense, wouldn't be a departure necessarily from de Blasio, though I think de Blasio is more pro-tenant than he gets credit for. De Blasio, took kind of a two-pronged approach, which past mayors had as well, which is one, be very pro-developer in terms of working at real estate developers to build housing, private real estate developers fundraise from them aggressively, be transactional, which wasn't great. But at the same time, Bill de Blasio was the first mayor, maybe ever, Ava could clarify for this, who appointed members to the Rent Guidelines Board, who froze rent. Like this was a big deal. Bloomberg's appointees would hike the rent every single year by a lot. And de Blasio, in his way, was definitely like, and it's a low bar to clear, keep in mind, was the most pro-tenant mayor New York had in decades. And you're talking about Giuliani, Dinkins, Bloomberg, again, Koch. So, de Blasio did try to balance things a little more toward the tenant side and did care about electing Democrats in Albany and turning the Senate around. He was bad at it, but he did care about it. And eventually it happened. And to be clear, for the viewers, most housing policy is set by the state, not the city. So when we talk about real estate policy and we talk about how tenants are impacted, a lot of these decisions are made by the state legislature and the governor, and the mayor can only advocate.
So Ava, that was a point that Ross was saying that he thinks that what were you saying about housing? I was trying to connect Ava on. I actually was paying attention, but I got distracted. I was thinking about what Ava was going to say about de Blasio, but yeah.
I mean, on housing, look, Yang and Adams are both, very pro-development, have I think, little to say about tenant rights and are sympathetic to landlords, have some good ideas too. But I don't think either candidate is very progressive on housing. And I don't think there's a great distinction between the two. Maybe Yang being a little more YIMBY, he has kind of pretty broad affordable housing goals, which I think are good. I'm not a NIMBY myself, but I do think we have to be very cognizant of rent stabilization and strengthening it, trying to build social housing and really do creative things, and don't really see Adams or Yang being very interested in that.
And by the way, NIMBY is not in my backyard, just for people who don't know that. But okay, what say ye, Ava? Speaking as private citizen.
Yes. Speaking of the Rent Guidelines Board, I mean, we had a forum along with some other tenant organizations with all the candidates, and very few of them, I think only Diane Morales and Carlos Menchaca, made any commitment to consider a rent freeze or a rent rollback. I don't think Andrew Yang even knows like what the Rent Guidelines Board is or how rent stabilization works. I mean, I think he said yes to some of our asks, but I don't think he was speaking with much expertise. And I was really concerned with how he talked about homeless New Yorkers and, just talked about how they're like a deterrent to tourism and, how we have to prioritize like the needs of the tourism industry to like the human rights of people living on the streets. And it was like really dehumanizing and awful. I think.
Teach them to code.
What?
Just teach them to code, the homeless people. Anyway, sorry, I interrupted you.
Yeah, I mean, I think I agree. I'm not sure who's worse, but I think they're both equally bad for tenants and for housing issues and for, homeless New Yorkers. Yeah.
Okay, so now that we're still stuck. So who should we vote for? We can't even, guys, I'm so concerned with how partisan this world is when we can't even come together on who we hate the most or who's the worst for the left. How are we ever going to come together to move things forward? But we're going to try to do it anyway. So who's the person for whom we should most nose-holdingly vote for mayor? Ava, you want to start off, Ava?
Sure. I mean, I think the top three for me continue to be Stringer, Wiley, and Morales. I mean, Morales, I'm not sure that, I think like the recent issues with her staff have been like a real issue about like her ability to manage. I think like her level of real world experience. I think she's the best though. Like, I think she speaks the best to progressive issues. I think like I feel most aligned with her when I hear her talking about issues. I think Stringer has the most like proven track record of a progressive. And I think there was like important allegations against him, but there haven't been continuous allegations coming out, which I think is like also important to like weigh that. And I really appreciated the way he like went after like Yang and Adams in the debate. Like I think he's like feisty and he's a good debater. I think he was like a strong debater. That doesn't mean he's going to be a great mayor. But I think that he is going to give progressives like more access to City Hall, definitely than they had like under de Blasio. Like de Blasio, organizations like ours or like regular grassroots organizations didn't have like access to the de Blasio administration at all. So he was like a progressive mainly in his like framing of issues and how he talked, but I don't think he was that accountable to the left or to progressives. So I think Stringer will be more accountable. And I think like Wiley is a strong candidate too. Like I feel less familiar with her like platform and like what her program and proposals are, but I think she's like up there in terms of like her like ability to I think do this job and like has good ideas and will move like the city in a better direction. So I'd say like those three are still like my top choices.
And who's your fourth and fifth?
I don't know. I might not rank fourth and fifth.
Do you have a fourth or fifth that you would rank mostly to stop somebody else you hate?
What are other people's names? Sean Donovan.
Donovan?
Yeah, Sam, why are you putting on the hot? I mean, why? It's so boring. People are being so patient. You want to, is that your saying you have your list ready?
No, I'm the other question I'm curious about.
I don't understand enough about, I'm really embarrassed to say, I don't understand enough about ranked choice to know why I should have like even picked five. Or maybe
I don't think that you have to pick five, but if somebody doesn't clear 51% on the first round, they're going to go through the next five to figure out who's going to get enough. And so I think that, for me, Paperboy Prince could be there at the end, but there could also be other people who are there to just stop who I think are the apex predators.
And that's not Paperboy Prince. Does everyone know who Paperboy Prince is? We got to talk about him in a second.
But I haven't seen anything.
Well, can I? Well, Ross, you respond, then I'll show something from that.
Oh yeah, no, I don't have a great.
Not about Paperboy Prince. No, I'm going to cover that
on the ballot. I mean, I'm personally not endorsing candidates in my capacity, but I was asked this by New York Magazine, from a left perspective, what would a ballot look like, and so yeah, I think Ava is pretty correct where it's probably some combination of Stringer, Wiley, Morales in your top three. I think Wiley at this point is more viable if you're going purely in viability, since Stringer has been hampered by these allegations. They've not really been substantiated, but the reality is his chances of winning are diminishing and Wiley's are increasing. So if you want to make a pure viability vote, Wiley would be your number one. I think she's the most viable left of center candidate remaining. She's imperfect. I agree. I don't really understand her platform on tenants terribly well. Her history with de Blasio is somewhat checkered. Her tenure at the CCRB was also checkered. And, as Katie and I talked about, she's more of an MSNBC left liberal than someone, I think, genuinely of the left. That being said, she is viable. And so she's probably a number one in that sense. And then Stringer, probably a more robust progressive platform, less viable. Morales, not really viable, but if you feel like sticking her third, you can do that. And then 4 and 5, I plan to do all 5. I think after that, the options for progressives really diminish. Catherine Garcia is very intelligent. She also is not running a left campaign at all. We talked about this already. Very pro charter school, very skeptical of rent stabilization, and pro development, which is okay, but I don't think she's terribly interested in safeguarding kind of poor and working class tenants in New York City. And then finally, if you have that choice again between Yang and Adams, who to rank and who not to rank, I've argued before that for the left, to me, it's a choice between a weak opponent or a strong opponent. Yang is a weaker opponent. Yang also is more friendly to the left in the sense that he's willing to hear the left out on certain issues. Some of the platforms in his campaign are intriguing, like a public bank. I think the cash transfer program is a nice idea and should be tried. His affordable housing platform isn't horrible. And I think Adams is much savvier. He's very deeply rooted in the city. He is very tied to institutions. I've called him a machine mayor. I think for all those reasons, he's a tougher opponent for the left. And so, again, I argue, who do you think you can work with or defeat or combat for 8 years? Eric Adams. Do not underestimate that man. He will be your opponent for 8 years. He'll be a very strong one.
Interesting. And what about the Yeshiva? Have you guys looked into this at all? This is interesting. Have you guys looked into this? Someone told me about this. That Yang is a Yeshiva guy.
Yes, he is. Yes,
can you talk about that?
Sure. Yang has defended yeshiva-style education in a bid to win Orthodox Jewish voters. Eric Adams holds similar views. Yang has just pandered on it more aggressively and has won more Orthodox Jewish support. But the two of them both have been very, hands-off toward yeshivas and defended their style.
Actually, kippah off.
Kippah, yes, kippah. So they are each courting aggressively the large and diverse Orthodox and Hasidic Jewish vote in New York City. Each of them have support in the community. Eric Adams has support in Flatbush and Crown Heights and in Williamsburg. Andrew Yang also has support in Williamsburg and in Midwood and Flatbush. So, they are equally defensive and pandering of the Orthodox Jewish community, and each have real support there. So I would say the two of them are indistinguishable. Yang has gotten more attention for pandering, more attention for being an Israel hawk, but they both are.
Someone actually sent me this. It's interesting. This is you can see a side-by-side of a friend of the show sent this to me. 2 ads for Yang in Hasidic WhatsApp, but only the Yiddish one mentions he'll defend our yeshivas. So here's you see okay, so Andrew Yang, some Yiddish text, Yang from New York, and then I guess 2 ads for Yang and Hasidic WhatsApp, but only the Yiddish one mentions. Yeah, okay. And in the non-Yiddish one, it says he deserves our support.
How are we gonna tell if it's true though?
What'd you say?
We can't read Yiddish.
How do you know? Maybe I sent it. Hey, any Yiddish speakers watching, please let us know in the comments if this is correct. But this is also just so people understand the significance of this. This has a lot to do with school choice, right?
Yes. So, Orthodox Jewish people in New York City don't go to public schools. They go to yeshivas. And, a big long running issue has been the level of, English language proficiency taught at yeshivas. I'm not an expert on the issue. They seem to be a mixed bag. Some yeshivas do educate well and some really do not. And you do have, very ultra Orthodox schools that are not teaching the required amount of English, the required amount of science. The state are not meeting those state mandated guidelines. Bill de Blasio himself has dragged his feet on the yeshiva issue and has not pressured them to educate more adequately. And that is because he too has ties to the Orthodox Jewish community. I would say, I guess I'd offer my defense of the Orthodox Jews, if there is one, which is that, they would say, like, we're educating our own people who are going to be in our own communities, and what's it to you, like secular liberals? Like, why do you care, right? You care because you care about kids and their futures, but also, to tell you the truth, the inadequate education of a Hasidic Jewish, teenager is not going to impact the secular world all that much because they stay within their communities, they work within the communities, they've raised families in the communities. So that is the Orthodox Jewish defense of the issue. Secular liberals, like, why do you really care that much? But, if you care about education, there are Hasidic and Orthodox activists who are passionate about reforming these schools and making them better and making them teach the state mandated, English and science requirements. So, this has been a long running issue in New York City for at least, the last decade. And Yang and Adams each are taking a kippah off, hands off approach to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some student rights group of former yeshiva students who are
Yafed.
And what are they saying?
They want improvements in the standards. They're asking this. They've been pressuring de Blasio to intervene and hold these schools accountable to the same standards as public schools, or something like that. To me it seems like a human rights issue. People are being undereducated, and I don't think it only stays within the Orthodox community. There's got to be some ways that no community can contain fully itself.
Even the Orthodox and the Hasids, even some stuff gets through the walls.
The Hasids are pretty. The Orthodox know the real conservative Hasids really do stay within their communities. But I agree. I support better education. I do understand Orthodox rolling their eyes at the secular world scolding them when they say, well, we're going to educate kids how we want. They, of course, do get public money.
Yeah, that's the issue, right?
So that is, they do get state funding. And they do, collect, they do interact with the social safety net, and we do, the city does, as we do with everyone, who needs help, we do help. So there's that issue as well. But I don't expect a great deal of change on that if Yang or Adams wins. They both are taking a similar approach. And Wiley and Stringer, to be honest, I don't really know their stance on yeshivas that well. They've been pretty quiet on it. So I don't expect.
Wow, I can't believe, you know what? I can't believe I invited you on without vetting you with that. I wanted everyone's yeshiva stance. I need the yeshiva. I'm kidding. It's totally.
Yeah, Stringer was pandering to the Orthodox for a while, I think, until he realized that he couldn't get progressive support and Orthodox support, and then he kind of gave that up. But Stringer is a huge Israel hawk, going way back.
But it seems like at least rhetorically he's less than Yang. I mean, but what
he used to not be. He's just gotten quiet. I mean, I did a Substack on this where I was at a rally in 2014 when Israel was bombing Gaza, into submission, and Scott Stringer was on a stage shrieking about defending Israel and Israel having the right to do whatever it wants. And basically leading like a war cry outside the United Nations. So I remember that Scott Stringer. That Scott Stringer has gotten quieter as he's tried to court the left.
Yeah.
But I think if the political environment was different, you'd hear that Scott Stringer. Wiley, I literally have no idea what she thinks about Israel. In her defense, it's an issue that has nothing to do really with New York City. So.
What?
What happened?
What did you say?
Debate.
I'm pretending.
No power to settle the question.
Yeah. But yeah.
Yeah, that's the Substack.
That's Ross's Substack. And any we didn't even get to talk to Cuomo about your Cuomo book, which comes out soon. Tell us about that. And
I have to jump soon. I've got 10 more minutes.
Okay.
10 minutes.
All right, let's do a 10-minute Ask Him Anything about Cuomo. Sam, Ava, viewers.
Is Cuomo not going to resign?
Yeah,
I don't think Cuomo's resigning. No.
Jesus Christ.
With the investigation.
Oh, sorry, but you said. Could you just repeat your question?
What's happening with the investigation?
It's the $1 million question. Right now he has multiple investigations ongoing. There's the state attorney general's investigation into the sexual harassment claims. That's been ongoing for a few months now. Maybe it'll wrap in the summer. No one's really sure. You also have the U.S. attorney's investigation into his cover-up of COVID deaths in nursing homes. That has no particular end date. Federal investigations don't necessarily. So I think right now Cuomo is in limbo. He's gaining strength by being in limbo. The fact that these scandals can recede a bit, his poll numbers are improving a little bit, but that can all change if the investigations have outcomes that are damning for him, if there are indictments, or if the allegations are really substantiated in a serious way. One woman accused Cuomo of groping her. So if Tish James, the attorney general, can substantiate that, that's a big deal. I mean, Sam's question, will he resign? He is going to cling to power for dear life. That's a theme in my book, The Prince, which is out June 22nd. Pre-order now, get 15% off. You should do that. It's really about Cuomo's failed response to COVID, and it's also about his political history. So if you're interested in Cuomo, New York State politics and policy, how Cuomo got to be where he is, and also about his father, who is also a deceptively lousy politician, you can read about Mario Cuomo as well. But yeah, I mean, the future of Cuomo, I think it's going to depend on the investigations. I do think he wants to run for a fourth term. He's fundraising for it. He's desperate to get it. His father got the fourth term, so he wants it too. Can he be stopped? I think he can. I wrote a column recently about this, saying that Tish James is ideally suited to run against him. Yeah. Will she do it? That's a question that no one has an answer to yet. But she profiles very well as a primary opponent for several reasons against Andrew Cuomo.
I think it's interesting because a lot of attorney generals in New York end up being the governor. But I think Cuomo is formidable. And so my question is in the back of my head, it's unanswerable, but is James making a deal with Cuomo where she doesn't, indict him as governor in exchange for him not running for a fourth term? We'll find that out in, 10 years maybe. But yeah, I was curious, in your book, have you pinpointed the exact date where Cuomo finally realized that he would never be president?
Cuomo for president was always kind of a ludicrous idea because he, is not really a natural politician outside of New York State, cannot do grassroots fundraising. I don't get into it a whole lot other than to get at, I talk a little about the delusions that people had last spring. They're talking about swapping in Cuomo for Biden, which was never going to happen. So, Cuomo will never be president. The best he can hope for is another term. I think it's more likely he does not get another term, but it's also unfortunately very possible that he will win again. I do think it's going to depend on finding a strong opponent. And given that he has a thirst for power and does not want to relinquish it, I do think it's going to come down to someone like James running. To beat Cuomo, fundamentally, you need a Black candidate. You have to do well in New York City. You have to do well in Black and Latino neighborhoods in New York City. Cuomo has support in the Black communities of Brooklyn and Queens. He demolished Nixon and Teach Out by outspending them a lot, but he also ran up the margins in the outer boroughs. White liberals will vote against Cuomo probably if given the opportunity. You need to reach voters of color in New York City. Tish James, a former city councilwoman and public advocate, she has deep roots in New York City. She is now a statewide elected official. As you said, Sam, she's attorney general. We've had 2 attorney generals become governors in Cuomo and Elliot Spitzer. She is, fairly popular, I think, with white progressives and white liberals. She has a profile. She's been in the New York Times a lot, and she is Black and has deep ties in Brooklyn's Black community. You really need both. I mean, the key to building a insurmountable coalition in general in New York is merging white progressives and Black voters, and that's what Bill de Blasio did in 2013. I think Tish can do it. She also has deep ties to organized labor. I was slagging that before with Adams, but to beat Cuomo, you have to have ties to labor because Cuomo is very close to the biggest, the most powerful labor unions in New York State. So if you can pull them away to your side, you have a very good chance of beating him. And I think Tish herself has deep ties to these unions. If she ran and raised a lot of money, I see her as that kind of candidate who can pull labor support. She can fundraise, and she can, I think most importantly, win non-white voters in Brooklyn, Queens, and the Bronx. If you beat Cuomo there, you will become governor.
And if I'm just imagining sort of a 1980 Kennedy-Carter bloodbath that got us Reagan. If James and Cuomo can't resolve this, is the era of Pataki over? Is there no sort of Republican who can marshal the upstate conservatives and Staten Island?
I just think it's a lot harder. Pataki won in 1994. There were a lot more Republicans in the state at that time. You had the suburbs, which were staunchly Republican and now have trended left. You had a much weaker kind of progressive and left institutions in the state. I think given the registration advantage Democrats have in New York State, it's very, very hard for a Republican to win. In 2014 was a Republican wave year nationally, and Cuomo pretty easily beat Rob Astorino. So whoever wins the nomination, I think, is pretty well assured becoming governor, in part because they'll have a huge fundraising advantage. And there are just so many more Democrats now. I mean, in the 1990s, that was not the case. The registration advantage is huge, and fundamentally, Republicans don't have a prayer in New York City, though Trump did improve his margins there. And in the suburbs,
Ross, I was going to make the counter argument that it would just be too soon for Mayor Curtis Sliwa to run for governor.
I know.
Curtis versus Eric Adams. Imagine that fall matchup, and then imagine
it might be armed.
In your face. Might be an armed debate. Yeah, it's two people who carry weapons into the arena. So yeah, I don't know if a Republican would have a very hard time winning. I think that's long story short.
I always feel like Cuomo state maintains power partly because I feel like the tabloids and the media really don't go after him. There's such little scrutiny of the governor's office. I don't know. That's been my theory, but I'm curious what you guys think, as journalists.
I think that's changing. So I would agree with you. I think that was true during the pandemic last year. I think with the sexual harassment allegations, the media has turned on Cuomo, and it's why his numbers have gone down. The New York Post in particular is now furiously anti-Cuomo, though they're pro-Eric Adams. And the Daily News is now more Cuomo skeptical. And even the Times has become aggressively critical and doing critical coverage. So I think you've seen a change, and cable TV networks, which propped up Cuomo during the pandemic, they smell scandal. And during the scandal, they're very happy to air it repeatedly. So I would agree with you. I think that was true for a lot of his tenure. I do think that has shifted, and that's one problem for Cuomo, that the tenor of coverage will never quite be so wonderful for him again, given his struggles.
I feel like people are going to forget, though.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't.
They might. Depends on the investigations. Like that's the thing. It really depends what Tish James puts out, what the U.S. attorney does. If nothing comes out, if the investigations go nowhere, yeah, it can all peter out. But that's really the big question. What will be the end result of all this?
Yeah, but continuing on a weak politician is sometimes a good politician. Cuomo dragged his feet on things like marijuana legalization for a really long time. But when they were smelling blood on the water on the COVID deaths in the nursing homes and the sexual harassment stuff, suddenly he stopped being so bad. And all I can think of is, what's the name of the blackface governor in
Northam?
Ralph Northam,
yeah. Ralph Northam. Ever since then, he's been doing all kinds of interesting things because he's trying to hold on to his political life and let that not be his entire obituary. So I will never defend Cuomo. I think he's a total scumbag. But, it'll be interesting to see if Cuomo is able to survive. What does weak Cuomo look like?
Yeah, he's definitely weaker. He wasn't involved in this recent legislative session much at all. The legislature really pushed a lot of policies upon him, so he's weaker. There's no doubt. And the question is, do you take your chances with weak Cuomo for longer? But does he? The risk is that if he wins a fourth term, weak Cuomo might go away. That's a 4-year mandate to do whatever the heck he wants. Virginia has term limits, so Northam was going to be a 1-term governor. New York has no term limits. And Andrew Cuomo can be governor till he dies. And truthfully, when I wrote this book, that was more my assumption. I don't know if that'll be true anymore, but that's always the risk with Cuomo. If you let him off the hook, give him that 4th term, he can come back. He can rejuvenate, and you can get strong and terrifying Cuomo again. I have to hop off shortly.
Well, thank you.
Can I ask one other question before you leave?
Sure.
What is it? The Independent Democratic Conference?
Yes, the IDC. They were the group that Cuomo basically helped create that helped the Republicans control the state Senate for almost a decade.
Did you find anything interesting about them that's in the book?
I go very into that history of kind of how they formed and how they screwed over progressives. And so there's a pretty big exegesis on the IDC if you're interested in all that stuff. Also on the tenant movement, on housing, I dive into housing. I talk to Mike McKee and a lot of good people on that. So if you're interested in housing issues, you should read it. June 22nd, everyone is invited. I invited Katie already, though she didn't like how I did the invite. Everyone is invited to my book launch party, June 24th. Details will be going out on that on my Twitter feed, but it'll be in a very nice bar with an outdoor space in Bushwick. So one of the first COVID era, post-COVID book parties. Awesome. So everyone, please come down. It'll be fun.
Yeah, definitely. I'll be there.
All right.
Well, we'll let you go. Ava and Sam, stay on for a little if you don't mind.
Sure.
Okay. Thanks so much, Ross.
Have a good night.
Have a good night. You guys too. Guys, thank you. This was by the way.
He looks different from his little picture.
Yeah, little picture. By the way, I just want to say it is unbelievable if we just step back and think about this. Just remember that Cuomo has killed old people. He killed old people to make CEOs rich. And he has been accused of sexual harassment by multiple people. And it's such evidence of the self-fulfilling prophecy thing, that whole myth of viability of when we deem someone viable. Not we. I mean, basically, the media just basically decides what the hell the deal is. Let's just give up any pretense of there being any objective standards or lines in the sand when it comes to behavior.
Cuomo could do no wrong. Literally, COVID hit New York. The numbers in New York were crazy. There was a PPE shortage, and people sent masks from all over the country because of the personal protective equipment shortage. And Cuomo took the masks that people donated for healthcare workers and built a gigantic wall display of it and stood in front of it, not giving it to nurses and doctors,
No,
just
he's
using
so
it.
Disgusting.
Yeah, just to be this is a symbol. This giant thing of masks is a symbol for how great America is. And you're like, no, this is a giant mass display of what a shithole you are.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. Like every now and then it hits me. It's like, and how many people have accused him of, how many women have accused him? Like, this is such, I mean, okay, I know I'm not saying anything original, but it's unbelievably fucked up.
Yeah.
That,
I just feel like, I don't know. Like, everybody
how is he still in power?
Everybody knows how, like, horrible he is. Like, anybody who's, like, worked in New York State government, like, has terrible stories about Cuomo. So, like, none of the revelations were, like, shocking to people who, like, do this kind of work. But I just feel like there's, like, no one ever wanted to speak up about it.
And
like,
why is that? Like, what is it that keeps him?
Because he was petty, and they knew he
they're
would try
scared
to
of
crush
him.
them.
Right.
Yeah, he was
We need to have, like, like Ron Kim, who, you know, Katie
Yeah.
Halper show had Ron Kim, had David Sirota on early on when he was sounding the alarm about that. Like, just so people know, he basically took away, we're talking about, you know, Cuomo and, you know, he became the star of COVID, the musical, because he wasn't Trump. That was it. All he had to do was not be Trump.
Because he could read a PowerPoint.
I know, because he could read a PowerPoint, and because he didn't. No, it's because he literally didn't say inject bleach into your veins, and that's what made him stand out.
Yeah.
From Donald Trump, and all you had to do was do that, and you were considered like a voice of reason. And I mean,
the Democrats literally
can't believe it.
He would give a PowerPoint, and the Democrats would literally be like, we should replace our nominee and make this guy president.
Well, I mean, it didn't help that the other one had like couldn't speak and was accused of, you know, sexual assault. But I'm just like, I mean, yeah, it's
keep Cuomo in the news, Katie. You gotta like.
I mean, it's so depressing. Like, no, people could not care less. And here's this fucking painting. Sorry, I just got like so angry. There's his thing. He made this and he sold it. He sold this.
I kind of want.
I know. I don't think we should look at this, guys. You guys, he made this.
Wait,
this is the thing.
He really made it?
He claims to.
Yeah,
he also wrote a book, and he won an Academy Award.
He's no George Bush. I'll say that.
No, I know. Okay, so here it is. Ready? I mean, wake up, America. Forget the politics. Get smart. Love wins. So here it is. It's just woke. We like gay people. That's at the top, which is good. You got to have a gay. I sound like reactionary, but you know what I mean? That's good. I'm glad that that's at the top of the mountain. You go up to the top of the mountain, you will find a rainbow, a pride rainbow. Happy Pride, everyone, by the way. And then you have a economy falls. Here's the winds of fear.
Wait, they're annual? He does these every year?
Oh, no, I don't think so.
No, I think he does.
Why? Why?
Because Anna told me.
Wait, what do you mean?
We have to look for some old ones. If there are.
No.
Yeah, he does. I found another one.
Oh my God, share. Wait.
Okay.
So this is not just an act of, this is not just the beautiful side of COVID, is this artistic development. He's actually, oh my God, I got to get okay.
I don't think he actually does them. I think he commissions people to do them as like an annual thing.
Yeah.
I sent you a link to another one. This is a whole other side of Cuomo that I did not properly appreciate.
He made this one though, or is this just like a...
Katie, have you had that person on your show who did did Cuomo and she like did his speeches, but she like lip synced his speeches?
No, wait, someone did that? You mean like a Sarah whatever for Cuomo instead of...
She's really funny.
Wait, you're not talking about the one who does it for Trump, right?
No, there's a woman.
Oh my God. I should have done that. I wanted to do that for...
He mainly does all the weird stuff he says about like his daughters and their boyfriends. And,
where is that? I actually wanted to do that with, who's that super boring guy from Ohio? What's his name? You know, he ran for...
Kasich?
Yeah, I want to do like Kasich lip syncing. Hold on. Let's see.
And she does him and Chris, like both of them.
Oh, that's good.
Like interacting with each other. That's really
Let's see. Wait, I'm looking. I'm seeing if it... Oh, yes, that's funny. No, I should have her on. Except if I have her on, you won't really Yeah, it'll be good for people who watch. But hold on. So Sam sent me the other thing. Is this true? Is this a real thing, Sam?
Yes.
All right, hold on.
These are real. I found another one.
All right, put them all in there.
He doesn't, what I'm discovering is he doesn't actually, he's
a Medici. He's
he's
the patron.
Yeah, he's Rusty Zimmerman, is a Brooklyn-based artist, and he apparently, I think, draws them.
All right, so let's see. Oh, that's what. Are you sure? Are we sure that he didn't like because of the extreme times
I think he draws like the first draft of it. And
okay,
then
got it.
Zimmerman.
Well, you sent me two versions of the same image. This one is called Leading the Way. That's okay. It's good to look into. Let's look at it. Oh my God, I can't believe this. Actually, he is really modern day Prince. Hold on. Okay, let's see. All right, can you guys see this?
Oh yeah, I remember that one.
Wait, why does it do like the opposite of what you tell it to? I want to zoom in. All right, hold on. That's weird. I'm making it. Oh, crap. All right. Okay, let's see. You know what? I mean, all of his, it's so, you need a magnifying glass. That's how Baroque it is. Oh, wait, hold on. I got a better version. Hold on. Rococo. Ava, you studied art, right?
Yeah.
You could do it now. Ava went to LaGuardia.
I have a bad memory, Katie. You know this.
What'd you say?
I have a bad memory.
Oh, I know. Well, no, you don't have a bad memory. I have a really good memory. Is that right?
Yes.
I'm not bragging. It's true. It's true, guys. It comes up if you're friends with me. I've known Ava. Oh, full disclosure. Ava and I are friends. But I also
she doesn't give that disclosure about me. Did you notice that, Ava?
Sam, I've known Ava since I was 5.
Oh, okay.
I've only known you for 20 years now?
It's been a couple.
Oh my God, 20? Jesus Christ. Oh my God, it's been 20 years. Wow. Okay. So let's take a look. All right. Okay. So here we go. New York State, the progressive capital, fighter for the people, Andrew Cuomo. The arc. Oh no, he did not. The arc of the moral universe. Building relief in progressive government with results. Okay, first of all, let me just say something. No one who's a progressive would ever actually use the word with results.
Yeah.
That's total, I don't know what. It's like milk, selling blended, you say that because you're a CEO or because you're pushing some kind of vitamin line. You know what I mean? And those two things can go hand in hand. But it has a lot of strong as seen on TV energy, which actually makes sense because that's kind of what Cuomo is. All right, hold on. So what do we got here? Building relief in progressive government with results, justice. Okay, this is weird because this looks like it says here. Oh wait, crap! It looks like it says it almost looks like justice, racial economy. It seems like it's almost like at first I thought it sounds like an academic thing. The racial economy is blah, 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 blah. Okay, but no. So it's justice. So you got racial, economic, and social justice. Okay. Oh, guys, you know what the theme is here? As a New Yorker, I'm a woman. I'm a Jew. I'm a Black. I'm a disabled person. I'm a Muslim. Do you guys know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, the commercial.
No, it's not a commercial. It's him on multiple occasions speaking from his heart.
Oh, I thought he did a commercial like that too. Am I wrong?
A couple of events. I've seen him. It's a good mashup that you can do. Okay, so then what do we got here? We got marriage equality, gun safety. I love that it's very abstract. You never know from the
honestly
flag.
I have to say that this monstrosity is probably my favorite thing about Cuomo. Just the fact that he was like, yeah, print this.
Print this. Go to print this. Wait,
Yeah.
hold on. Wait, gun safety? The symbol of gun safety is a cannon. What?
Guns for cannons. He got all the guns replaced.
Did he do that? Oh, I thought, yeah, he should turn it into a cannon. Remember Cory Booker did that with jewelry gun. Well, that's different. I think he melted bullets into jewelry or something. Anyway.
Family leave. Oh, that's birds. I thought it was mermaids. Okay.
No mermaid left behind. Decrim mermaid work. Okay. Paid family leave is birds. Free tuition. That one works. Infrastructure. What's that? That looks like a bunch of.
That's like the Mario Cuomo bridge. That's his father's the new.
Yeah. Good.
Is
eye.
that like a fallen bridge? It
No,
looks
no,
like
no. It's
spikes.
I think Ava's totally correct. I think that is the.
I don't get it though.
Bridge. It's a new bridge. They redid
It is.
But is that a bridge that fell? What?
No,
Oh, it just cut.
No, it's just
it and they renamed it after.
No. I'm saying physically, what does this represent though?
A bridge.
No. It's a literal bridge that's named after his dad.
I know, but what? Where's the water? Where's the bridge? Like I don't get it.
You don't see it? There's water at the bottom. There's a line. That's the bridge. It's a very abstract design.
Okay. And then the top is just cut off. The top, what are these things is what I want to know. What's happening here? Can you see my cursor? It's just cut off.
That's what the real bridge looks
That's
like.
how the bridge looks. Look it up. Look up Mario Cuomo.
What it represents is Cuomo also, Mario Cuomo also not becoming president.
Okay.
It just kind of goes up to governorship and then it's over.
And it's over. Okay. Oh, now I see it. Now with those lines there, I see the shading. Okay. Then we got women's rights. All right. That's very good.
Rights.
What?
What did he do for?
Oh, that bullshit thing. Remember that women's thing? That was like total bullshit.
It was a fake party, but
yeah.
What else happened?
I mean, that's a lot. Yeah, Ava. Come on. Criminal justice reform and DREAM Act. All right. So I'm going to, wait, we got more electoral reform. So of all of these, there's one that doesn't really work for me. Which one is that? I'm trying to remember. There was one, the cannon. I don't get the cannon. I mean, I get it. I guess he didn't want to make a gun. It's too violent. Too triggering, if you will. Okay, then, oh, wait, you're right. So you know what? This stuff never, oh my God. He is, wow, I love this. Okay, so some things never change. Like the last poster he did also featured the Sea of Division.
Which is like what he creates. That's where he should.
Right, that's where he comes in, right? But apparently he's actually overseeing it.
He's over the rainbow.
He's I don't know where he is, but he's somewhere over the rainbow. The steps to progress, building New York airports, bridges, roads, turbines. All right, so then we got the Sea of Division, anger, ethno-nationalism, intolerance, the reefs of greed, bigotry. So we got the, what is that?
Reefs of greed.
Wait.
Like, what? I don't even get like the metaphor about.
Oh, okay. Anger is like a devil blowing wind, right? That's like almost crashing a ship. Ethnocentrism is, what is that creature?
Bat child.
A bat child of bigotry.
With a snake. It's a bat child with a snake around it.
I feel like that's like speciesist or like ableist or something. Hold on.
Right. Oh my God, he's in cahoots with the bats and the coronavirus.
Wait, guys, what is that genital thing happening there?
Snake, I'm telling you. I bet you $1 it's a snake.
No, there's a snake. Where? Oh, that's the snake's tail.
Is winning me
Can you
over
see?
with
Wait,
poster.
am I going? Do you see where my cursor is now?
That's a snake head.
Okay, I just wanted to see if you could see. Okay, I get there's the snake, there's the snake. And then what's this though? It's just the
Oh, that's the
tail.
clothing. That's the bottom of the little dress. If
Oh,
you
you're right.
torso,
Wait, why is there a star necklace? What is happening? You see that? A little star?
I don't know. Letitia James is going to have to come out with some real avant-garde poster if she wants me to consider her.
I know, seriously. Or just like zoom in on this and ask him about it. Okay, so you got the typical, the allegory of the ethnocentric bat child that we all know and love so well. Then we got the octopus of intolerance, the reefs of greed, oh mighty ship of state, to the shores of need, past the reefs of greed, through the squalls of
Leonard
hate,
Cohen?
sail on, Leonard Cohen.
I'm telling you.
You guys know that
I'm going to vote for
before?
Cuomo's 4th term now.
I didn't know that Leonard Cohen endorsed Cuomo.
Leonard Cuomo? What's this? Brian? Who's Brian? Is that a relative? Is there another?
No, I think it's not the name of the artist. It's Rusty Zimmerman, I think.
No, what is there? The Brian? Let's see. What do we got? What else have we got? A pluribus unum, Excelsior. What else we got? Oh, okay. We got some more. Assembly.
William James Bryant.
Oh, for the
William
pluribus, the
James
populist.
Bryant.
The populist.
Yes.
Oh, I see. Thank
Anna's-
you. Thanks, Anna.
It's William Jennings Bryant. What
Poster.
It's
from
based.
1900.
It's based on a William Jennings Bryant poster from 1900.
Let's compare.
Oh yeah, let's compare.
Yeah. Okay, time out. Let me find out.
Yeah.
The thing is, I love
Assembly, Senate.
I
What?
love analyzing like campaign literature.
Yeah, it's really good actually.
I have
Okay.
like a pile I could get.
Oh really? Yeah, let's do it. Wait, hold on 1 second though. 1 second, guys. What's up? There are other animals in the sea. You don't have to keep going to the octopus and the squid. Government incompetence. That's me imagining his voice. I mean, imagine because I've heard it. So government incompetence. So we got squid.
Let's see the original.
All right, we're gonna take a look. Sam,
the bigotry.
Oh, wait, sorry. The bigotry is. Wait a second.
Dinosaur?
Ethnocentrism. Sorry. So it's the ethnocentric bat, the intolerant octopus, the bigoted dinosaur.
It would be good to do a skit of him like inventing this poster.
I know. How do you think
dictating to his staff?
I see it now. Get me Frank Zimmerman. Rusty Zimmerman. What's his name? All right, let's see. This is really totally bizarre and cool. All right. Oh, we didn't even talk about you know what we may want to do is talk about a little Ilhan Omar. All right, Sam back. Sorry, I'm like,
here.
Okay.
I'm here.
Do you have the other one? Let's see.
Yeah, give me 1 second.
Okay. Nessie. That's Nessie. Yeah, the Loch Ness monster. All right. Okay, here we go. Okay, wait, where's the link?
Here's
all right, I got it. You sent me a tweet, right? Yeah. Oh, well, that's him saying, oh, you want me to play the video of him? But were we going to look at another? Oh, sorry, that was.
I just chatted you with William Jennings Bryant.
Ooh, that now I see the bridge. All right, you chatted it to you chatted it to me, or you sent it to me?
It's in this whatever this program is.
Private chat. Okay.
Yes.
All right. 1 second. Okay, here we go. Oh, I see. Wow, Anna is a smart cookie.
She has all the brains. Also, she can read. Anna's my better half, Ava.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I can't tell. Yeah. He's some famous people in his life. That's all I can say. One of whom has been on the show. Okay. The issue, 1900, liberty, justice, humanity.
Go down to the octopus.
Hold on. No crown of thorns. W.J. Bryan. No cross of gold. Oh, yeah. I got my Thomas Frank is not behind me. But Declaration of Independence. Dollar of Daddies? What? Wait, hold on.
What's weird is if you look at the
Dollar of the Daddies. What is that? Is that what the hell is that?
This is all like the gold standard shit.
I know. This is what the like Wizard of Oz was based on. Equal rights to all, special privileges to none. I don't think Brian spoke like that, but why not? Let's see what we got. All right. So what symbolism do we have here? No crown of thorns. For Jesus only. 1776 Liberty Bell. 1900 no imperialism. I like that. So we got so you got 1776 theme liberty. 1900 theme, no imperialism. No cross of gold. No, I get it. Okay, no cross of, okay, now I'm getting it. No crown of thorns, no cross of gold. Liberty, no imperialism.
What's weird though is if you look at the octopus.
Yeah.
But there's like people representing like Cuba.
Yeah. Oh, I see. Okay, so here we go. Hold on. Let's see. Let me just do a bird's eye view first, then we'll zoom in. All right, I get it. So we got this nice guy, W.J. Bryan, William Jennings Bryant, a populist, if you will. And then we got down there, we got, let's see, equal rights to all, special privileges to none. Okay, it's very, very yin yang. No crown of thorns, no cross of gold. Okay, got it. Now, what do we got happening here? We got Lady Justice, I believe, right?
Mm-hmm.
Holding a sword, blind, holding the scales and holding a sword. Then we got the Statue of Liberty. Okay, then we got that coin, the dollar of the daddies. I still want to know what that's about. Now, I get it. Okay, now this gets good. This is so much better than Cuomo's. All right, so now we got U.S. Biscuit Company. And then you got U.S. Biscuit Company because carbohydrates are poison. No, that's not what he's talking about. Standard Oil, Trust, Tobacco Trust, American Tobacco Trust. Let's see. Can I see more? I can't see what those are. I don't know if those are words or like livestock. American Steel Trust. And then that is all represented by an octopus called Trusts. I call him Trusty the Octopus. And you got Lady Democracy. Well, a lady with a knife, not a knife, an axe, a nice engraved axe that reads democracy. And she's about to cut off some of those legs, some of the eight legs of that octopus, right? Now, there's also a snake.
Katie,
somehow.
go.
Wait, all right, fine. Well, are you serious? Look, we just discovered another animal. All right, Anna, you want to take over? Okay, people can go, but this is where the real fun happens. All right, Ava, tell us about tell us something that we should know about your organization. But I'm just saying that this is actually confusing.
You
this isn't.
know that there's a new program for emergency rental relief. That if you had trouble paying your rent,
I'll reshare.
like USA, if you had trouble paying your rent during the pandemic, you should apply to the emergency rental assistance program.
How do people do that?
Yeah.
There's a website.
What's the website? What is it? I should have reminded you. Ava, make sure that you have the name of the thing that you want people to go to.
It's the Emergency Rental Assistance Program. It's being run. Hold on. I'll find it. Here we go. It's the Office of Temporary and Disability Assistance. Hold on. New York State will pay your back rent up to 12 months of back rent and 3 months going forward if you're rent burdened.
Right. Put this. Hold on. Give me. I need to put. Hold on.
Wait a second. What do you need to qualify for this?
Thanks, Brad.
To qualify, you need to owe rent to your landlord.
Okay.
To make under 80% of the area median income, which is pretty much like a middle income,
Sure.
Family size. It changes. It's all on this website. And it's open to anybody regardless of immigration status. If you can't prove that you lost income, you can fill out like a self-attestation. You have to show like your lease if you have it. Also, if you don't, there's ways of like getting around that. But we encourage like everybody to apply. Like anybody who owes rent to their landlord, apply to this program. Already 60,000 people have applied in like the first 2 weeks.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to feed the trolls, which is everybody who's engaging in comments right now, listening to this show, please share this website that Ava is telling to us about in chat, because you may not need it, but somebody who follows you may need it. And we want to spread it to as many people as possible. So seriously, everybody in chat, I'm going to give a special shout out to the worst troll, which was the person who, when you were eating, was like, I love watching Ava eat.
Yeah, I mean, Ava, you can't.
Better tweet that out.
That's a compliment.
Yeah, of course it's a compliment. It's a thing that people have. I can never do it because I'm afraid people are going to watch, and I don't want to.
No. But if you commented about Ava eating, or problematic. If you didn't comment about Ava eating,
that's also problematic.
Tweet this out to your friends and share it on Facebook to the OTDA, Office of Temporary Disability Assistance Emergency Rental Assistance Program. And Ava, what's your organization?
Yeah. Well, what's the URL? People want to know. All right, we'll write it out.
Tell us.
I work for the Met Council on Housing. And we're a tenant rights organization, and we have a hotline. We answer questions every day for tenants in New York City about their rights.
Do you guillotine landlords?
Yeah, come on, give us
We did build one out of like cardboard for one of our.
You did?
Cardboard?
Yeah, we did a cardboard one.
Don't support this nonprofit, people. Go find one that makes it out of wood and metal.
So we fought long and hard to win this program. I mean, we were fighting for rent to be suspended and canceled throughout the pandemic. We helped win multiple eviction moratoriums, not just us, but the entire like tenant movement that we work with. And this was the result of a whole year of organizing and fighting.
Ava, you won this important victory on a
Yeah.
cardboard guillotine. What would have happened if you had a wood and metal guillotine?
I know, seriously.
Landlords would not be paid back, but they're being paid back. They're being compensated for their loss of rental income.
So let's make this, I'm going to do a full screen. I'm going to stop sharing. And Ava, this is your time. Seriously, I'm going to tell people, make a pitch. All right. Do your thing. Tell us what people need to know, who you guys are, what you just fought for, and what you just won them.
You can't leave, Ava. Now you have to
Sorry.
talk.
Yeah. What do you need to do? You want to eat some more? You can eat some more. You want to do that? You can eat some more.
I planned my summer vacation trip. I need to make a call.
Okay.
Wait, what do you mean? We'll talk about that after. I'll help you figure that out.
No.
Ava, come on.
I'm trying to plan a trip to a national park.
Ugh, why would you want to do that? All right. Well, whatever floats your boat. You can come visit me here. But all right. So but just pause that for 1 second.
Mm-hmm.
So tell us what people need to know, because this is serious. I'm sorry. And I mean, I don't regret the hours spent analyzing
William Jennings Bryan
or William Jennings Bryan paintings. But yeah, come on, Ava.
Okay.
And
what people need to know. I should repeat what I just said.
Yeah. This, by the way, has been a theme on my show. I'm being very didactic in a good way.
Okay.
Right.
So what people need to know is that the tenant movement of New York State fought for and won this really important rental assistance program. And it will pay your back rent if you owe rent to your landlord because you lost income during COVID or because you had increased expenses. And you owe rent, any amount of rent, 1 month, a half month, 12 months, it will pay up to 12 months of back rent and potentially 3 months of rent going forward if you are rent burdened, which means you spend more than 30% of your income on rent. And we know that there's close to 1 million households across the state that owe some amount of rent. So this is for you. This is for everybody that owes rent. You could be a roommate renting a room. You could be renting a whole apartment. But you should apply. It really, as long as you're a renter, you can qualify for this program. And there's no harm in applying.
Okay, can you do it in rhyme style while I do beatbox in the background? Because that's what the chatters are asking for.
What?
They're like, okay, now wrap it.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else?
Well,
Did we cut you off while you were?
No.
There's no harm.
If you are threatened by your landlord and they tell you, you have to leave your apartment, you owe me rent, get out of here.
Go to Home Depot and build a guillotine.
Don't listen and don't believe them. There's a huge amount of protections right now that tenants have fought for. So you cannot be evicted. There have been only a handful of evictions during the entire pandemic in New York City because organizations like Met Council and many others took to the streets and fought to keep tenants in their homes. So don't listen to landlords. Don't believe them. Always, call our hotline if you have a question or a landlord is harassing you. But always double check the information. All tenants have rights, regardless of whether you have a lease, whether you're rent stabilized.
I think that's excellent.
50% of Black renters in Rochester are severely rent burdened. It's just insane.
I'll put our hotline number in the chat.
Thank you. That's totally great. And Ava, I would say that I think there's a bunch of people in the chat who are confused. Is this just for New York City or is this just for New York State?
It's all of New York State.
Yeah, but what I would say to people is you should share this even if you don't live in New York City, because you don't know if people who are reading about it do live in New York State.
Yeah.
But also maybe nobody lives in New York State, but these people should know that this kind of thing is possible, that the left can win victories.
Right.
That when we get together and we organize, we can win. So I think that we should give kudos to Ava. Let her enjoy her summer vacation. Let her go to a national park. But I think that sounds totally great. It's an awesome victory. And I hope next time, wood and metal guillotine, let's see what we can win.
Yeah, there are programs every state. So part of the funding for this comes from the federal government. So every state has money to help people pay rental arrears. So even if you are not from New York State or the people that owe money live in another state, there should be a program in every state.
Yeah.
It's not going to be I mean, the program in New York State is pretty robust because like people really fought for it, but there is this money in almost every other state.
That is not a Met Council endorsed thing, although
I do not condone that. I do not support that too.
Yeah.
Well, it's a nice shirt.
No, it is a nice shirt. Yeah.
Non-violent organization.
Yeah. I did not Met Us also, by the way. Oh, interesting. Tony Plow. That's interesting. What a name for that. Must be a fan of the guillotine.
Met Us.
Oh, I did not Met Us. And then it was just, So any other things that it's true, you can endorse that shirt as a private citizen, but I feel like maybe you won't. Okay.
The other thing people should be helping with, if people want to take some other type of action, is the Rent Guidelines Board. We're at the time of the year that the Rent Guidelines Board meets. We were talking about this earlier, and they make a decision about rent increases for the coming year for rent stabilized tenants in New York City, rent stabilized and rent controlled tenants. And so they are beholden to the mayor. The mayor appoints them. Like we were saying before, de Blasio has appointed people who have passed 3 years of rent freezes, but we still need a rent freeze. We're still in a pandemic. Unemployment rates are still high, but they're talking about passing a rent increase of up to 3% for the coming year. So if you want to take some action, you could tweet at Mayor de Blasio, tell him that the rent needs to stay frozen.
Hey, you want me to do a lot? Could you spare like 5 to 10 more minutes, Ava? You're really going to get a lot out of it.
He needs to go to kayak.com.
I know, Ava, look, I'll give you 10 minutes of free travel advice. I think it's really going to be worth it. You want to do it?
What do I have to do? Just
say, we're going to craft, this is called the live tweet segment of the show, where we craft a live tweet together. And it could go viral. That's all I'm saying.
Let me consult with my colleagues.
Okay.
I already have like a tweet. Wait, what do you mean? We make a new tweet?
I tweet
from Twitter, clearly.
Well, why do you think it's almost as if, wouldn't it be great if you encountered someone with kind of a Twitter following?
Okay. Wait. Okay, I'll stay on this.
All right. You want Sam? You can tell us about your shirt while Ava consults with her colleagues.
I don't know. I didn't even know what this.
Who made this shirt?
It might be a Jacobin shirt. I don't know. But
I thought when you knew.
Look, it's like a.
It's a capitalist guy, head in the box. Yeah.
Yeah, but on the front they do a cop out. They have the guillotine, but then it's like a cut piece of cake.
Yeah.
So makes it look like they just want to do it as a
gag, Marie Antoinette ref.
Yeah. So what I do is whenever I wear this very large tuxedo cummerbund to block the cake slice, so you only see the guillotine. It's a little weird with the t-shirt, but people like it.
Yeah, but it matches with the guy in back, except you're covering him if you're wearing that cummerbund. So
Ava is literally texting people in her house, being like, "Somebody's got to come in here and save me."
I'm all by myself.
Someone set fire. Can someone set a fire off?
Just knock on the door loudly. Say something about smoke.
How many people are watching this? I have no idea.
Well, right now we got 491, but we're gonna get a lot more people later.
We are?
And how
they
long
watch?
For?
No. I mean, when they watch it later on, not like Ava at midnight. That's when they're
telethon. Like,
seriously.
Yeah, no, I'm saying later on, people will clip this. No, because we're going to clip this. We're going to make a very useful little clip of this.
Of my shirt.
Yeah.
That's going to be Sam showing the back of his shirt back and forth.
Yeah. Okay, so someone actually wants to know someone says hi from Budapest, which is interesting because Ava's name, of course, is Hungarian. And let's test if they're really there. Don't say it. Did you already say it?
Yeah.
You did?
You can't hear me?
Yeah, I can, but I didn't think you said it the right way.
You didn't think she said her name?
I thought you said that what it meant. So don't say it yet.
Did you think she said her name the wrong way?
No, I thought she said the wrong word, and I was trying not to say the word. So, all right, person from Budapest. If you really are from Budapest, what does Farkas mean? What say ye? All right, so let's see. We're gonna and then Ava. Okay, let's see.
Ava's gonna start blinking things like. Call for help.
What, Ava?
How come you guys can see what people are saying, but I can't? Am I not?
Because
Go over to the side of the screen and look for where it says private chat and comments. I just read. Yeah.
Damn.
It's all about you eating.
I know, Ava. Why? I don't know why you. If I didn't know you for years, would you have had food on this? I mean, you asked me about it, but I'm just curious.
I'm very pro eating on Zoom.
I mean, you could really do your family. I mean, your organization a favor. Like people pay lots of money to see that. What?
I get a lot of complaints at staff meetings that I'm too loud. I eat like cereal and I like clank the spoon like on the bowl.
Why?
Because she really liked Get Out.
I know. Like, yeah, I don't get it. It's a great movie.
No, it's just that's like how I stay awake, is I just like eat all day long.
So other people are punished because that's how you stay awake. Okay. Wow. I mean, I'm pretty sure your staff could organize against you Morales style over that. But hold on, I want to show people something. Hold on.
What do you?
Because we're taking a stroll down.
But why are we holding Ava?
Oh, because I wanted to. Oh, we were going to do a live tweet, but also I want to show them this.
Why can't I go?
You can, but look, guys. You see that?
Yes.
That's me and Ava and Merritt.
That's very nice.
I thought you guys would really like that. All right,
William
fine.
Jennings Bryant and
What, Ava?
Oh, we do like a friend reunion show.
Yeah, we'll do that. Let's do a friends reunion show. But hold on, Ava. Yeah, I'll invite you. But hold on. This is what I want to do for real. Ready? While you're here, you got to make the case to me and everyone watching. Tell us what we got to tell Bill de Blasio. And you're going to, for tweet to be good, you know what you got to do? For tweet to be good.
Why don't we make it a competition for the chat?
Okay, we could do that. So let's, stringers. All right. So tell us the deal. What is the deal with this? What do people need to know about the thing that we're going to tweet about? Let's get in their faces. Let's get angry. You gotta have anger behind a tweet. You can't have love. Those things don't work, by the way. Love doesn't go viral, though. Hate trumps love. Let me tell you. Yeah. I mean, okay. So what's tell us what does de Blasio need to know?
Needs to know that
Bill, listen up, Bill.
Dear Bill, he needs to know that tenants I don't know. All
right, let's just talk naturally. What does Bill need to know? First of all, he needs to know that he has the blood of a groundhog on his hands. You guys know he killed a groundhog?
Yes.
We'll talk about that another time. All right. So what
groundhogs I see groundhogs all the time in my park.
They're the ghosts. They tried to bury us. They didn't know we were baby groundhogs. They tried to drop us. They didn't know we were little baby groundhogs. That's the old quote. All right. So what is it that Bill de Blasio needs to know?
Wait, first you do that @ thing so it tags him.
I know. All right, fine.
This is the first time Katie's actually used Twitter.
Listen up, Bill. All right.
YMCA doesn't stand for your mayor. Cops assassinate.
Tenants need a rent freeze.
No, it's got to be something a little.
Tenants need a rent freeze. Okay. What has he been doing anything bad? Like, has he been playing or like pretending to play progressive? What's something he did bad? We can workshop this another time, but
3 rent freezes.
What?
He gave us 3 rent freezes.
That's good.
Yeah. So we need another one.
3 strikes, you're not out.
Okay, can I just say something?
Yeah?
I don't know.
What do you want to say, Sam? Sam's good at this stuff.
No, it's not the tweet. It's just, did you imagine for a second that the Democratic primary would be so bad that you almost could miss de Blasio?
Well, I sort of have like a theory that if he ran again, I feel like he would win.
Against these clowns?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's such a terrible time.
I feel like maybe everybody's energy was like sapped by like the national elections and like I don't.
Yeah, wait. Katie's onto something. Is it a 4th rent freeze?
Something like that.
Yeah.
And guillotine landlords.
Your mayor, but he doesn't care. Why does he care if we almost miss? We already almost miss you. Oh, he doesn't know that what we're saying is we hate you, and wouldn't usually. I mean, not we. No, I'm not saying the director of one of the city's largest housing organizations as anything but love in her heart.
So, but is there enough characters left to get the word guillotine in there?
Of course. Hold on. Make us miss you for real by passing a fourth rent freeze.
I thought you said it was supposed to be guided by hate.
Yeah, I know. Well, it could also be reverse psychology. That could also land. We're gonna have
what about dear Mayor Bill de Blasio? If you're not going to close Rikers, at least fill it with landlords.
Oh, that's a good idea. That could be good.
Right?
And freeze the rent. It has to have rent freeze in it.
Yeah.
Close. Oh, well, is he letting people go cold or something? Because it could be like, if you're not going to close Rikers, at least fill it. What is it? With landlords?
Fill it with landlords. And then
it's like, if you're going to freeze something, like if you're going to, aren't people freezing in Rikers and stuff?
No. Or you could be like a good way to counter, and P.S. a good way to counterbalance the heat wave is with a rent freeze.
Oh,
but heat wave.
And I'm tying in Ava Farkas's summer vacation.
Oh yeah, but that's not really. I appreciate that, and there's a lot of talent in that. But what I'm saying is that like he didn't do anything bad for heat stuff. Like right, we're trying to like own him. We're basically using what is it, carrot and stick. So the carrot is giving him the way out to do something good. So we got the stick of shame. We stuck him with. We hit him with a shame stick about the Rikers thing. So what's something he did that was bad with temperature stuff?
Oh, we could tell him that we'll design a better poster than Cuomo has, and we'll put the 4 years of rent freezes.
Wow, she really got you in that William Jennings Bryan indoctrination.
Yeah. I mean, I like that. I feel like that may be another
That
tweet.
might be the most niche tweet ever.
Drawing a poster that we could send to de Blasio.
I think we should. Yeah.
Cuomo's poster.
Yeah, we should do that. But
I would like to point out that the chat has pointed out that landlords is one word.
Yeah.
You should know that, Katie.
I'm a terrible speller and all of this stuff now. Well, you know what? Maybe I'm trying to take them down a notch. All right. You got it. All right. So if you're I'm reminding people of the origins of that word, of that compound word. Lords of the land. Hey.
They're not lords of the land, they're scum of the earth. That was one of our famous founders said that.
Why do I feel like that's an older Jewish man who said that?
If the Met Council on Housing made a shirt that said that, I would buy that shirt.
Yeah, do it.
I agree. I think we should make a shirt that says that. We never made it, but
why not? Because you were someone who's too busy eating.
No. We should reach out to Josh McPhee or somebody over at Just Seeds and tell them they need to make a Met Council shirt, because everybody would buy that shirt. That would be the coolest.
Yeah, that's true.
What about this? Hot summer, Billy D. We could use a rent freeze. Is that supposed to rhyme or what?
No, it's like confusing him with Billy D. Williams. Like he's like
all right. See, that's the thing is we need to keep one thing. Why are landlords so vilified?
I'm not down. Tony's won me over. Tony, I would vote for you for mayor. He's summer, Billy D. We could use the rent freeze.
Billy DB.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Free lunchers equals slumlords make money while they sleep, doing nothing for the money, just inheriting rental property. Friends of fascists. Okay, that's some of it.
I think I read that on a Dr. Bronner's label once.
Hot rent freeze. We got to do it. That's what we should do. We should do readings of Dr. Bronner's. Like hot rent free summer. Hot rent. Wait.
Yeah.
What? Hot rent
free summer.
I think we should go. What did Chad Hanks say? White boy summer. Like we should be like, yo, it feels like a rent-free summer.
Who said that?
Tom Hanks has two kids. One who's like a moron and one who's like, I think has decent politics. And the moron was like in his car doing like a TikTok. And he was like, I don't know, man, but I just feel like it's going to be like a white boy summer. And like literally, I think half of the country cringed up into their bodies listening to this TikTok. but we could change it to a rent-free summer.
Oh yeah. How we're gonna pay? I mean,
Rent-free summer was last year, bub. No,
With a rent freeze.
rent-free summer is every year.
freeze the rent or we'll cut your head off.
It might not be good for Twitter, but these are good for protest signs.
Are you writing these down, Ava?
I'm writing down people's comments.
All right, good.
Yeah.
What about
Ava's gonna be at the protest saying with a sign that says, "It's fun watching you eat."
yeah. Chetry Hank said white boy summer. Okay, got it. Yeah.
I like chill out with a rent freeze. That's good.
Which one?
Yeah.
Chill out with a rent freeze.
Chill out with the rent freeze. This is
White
good
guilt
stuff.
summer. That's funny. Well, look, I think that someone still doesn't know what white boy summer is. Freeze the rent or we'll cut your head off. So, dear De Blasio, I like that. If you're not going to close Rikers, at least fill it with landlords and freeze the rent or we'll cut your head off. I guess, yeah. Sam comes from Sam. You have to go.
Yeah, I have to go. I have to go to bed.
All right.
What, no, Ava? I'm gonna get out of here before you.
He has two kids. To be fair, yeah.
No, it's 11 o'clock. My kids are asleep.
Oh, then you should stay up. All right, but his better half is reminding me it's very early work, which some of you watch, by the way. I'm not going to say anything else. All right, that's all I'm saying.
Okay, so, but I would just like to say before I go, Katie, thank you for having me on.
Thank you.
Even though I'm not supposed to be near microphones. And then, Ava, I think one of the big problems of the left is we do not celebrate our victories. So do know that I think that it's totally great, the victory that y'all won. And I think we should spread the word about it, all the commenters. And hopefully we can get it going all across the country until people realize that state subsidized rent is just a little bit closer in the direction that we should be heading. Keep thinking about that. It's great stuff.
Yeah, head in that direction or lose your head. That's actually not bad. There's something there. All right. All right.
I'm not allowed near mics because I talk about guillotines.
Oh, that's why?
That's what the commenter was like, why isn't he allowed near mics? It was like,
yeah.
I was getting in trouble. Okay, I'll talk to you later. Right. Don't keep telling everybody who I am.
I won't.
I'm leaving with Sam.
You're gonna leave me alone?
We're leaving the party together. Right?
We're going.
I thought you wanted to make a look. Wait, one thing. My cousin. All right, Sam. Please, Sam. You got to go by. I have separation anxiety. Ava, just stay one more minute, because someone has a question for you. All right, bye, Sam.
What's the question?
Nice to meet you.
You'll have to have FOMO, Sam. You'll have to have FOMO. Okay. My cousin had rent control from the early 60s, paid only $450 a month in Manhattan on West 21st Street for her own place in the early 90s. Okay, it's not a question. Damn it. Guys, send me a question quick so we can keep Ava trapped.
I gotta go.
All right. Anyway, well, this is great. Thank you, everyone. And thanks.
We can workshop a tweet offline.
All right. Is there a deadline for any of this?
Yeah, this week is the hearings of the Rent Guidelines Board.
Ava.
Because their decision.
When? What do you mean this? Come on. I need some precision.
This week, like
when?
Friday?
Yeah, when?
No, I meant next week.
This coming week. Okay, so everybody tweet to these people next week.
All right, we're going to have to do a special show on this, yeah.
There's 2 hearings. If you go to Rent Guidelines Board, the New York City Rent Guidelines Board, you can watch the hearings. And if you want to testify, any New Yorker can testify. They're public hearings. So you can, yell about how terrible your landlord is. It's great. It's very cathartic. People get a lot of anger out at these hearings. They're great.
Do you do it in person or on Zoom?
Normally they're in person. They're still on Zoom this year. And
are you gonna tweet the link to these, Ava?
Do you think she? I mean,
people go to Met Council on Housing. All this is there.
What's your Twitter account? What's your Twitter?
It's Met Council on Housing.
Okay, Met Council on Housing.
Actually, is it that?
You don't think she knows how to pronounce her name? You don't think she knows her Twitter handle? There's a lot of sort of I don't know. Ava, are you okay?
Okay. You know what, Sam? You're gonna really feel like an idiot when you make fun of me for doubting what their Twitter handle is.
Okay, it's at Met_Council.
Oh, so it sounds like Katie Halper was onto something when she remembered that it wasn't that.
Yes, you are right.
That's not a dig at you. That's a dig at Sam.
I know. Good memory, Katie.
Yeah.
Good memory.
All information about the Rent Guidelines Board will be there.
It will be?
Hearings on Tuesday and Thursday of next week. And then the following Wednesday is the decision that the Rent Guidelines Board will make about.
If you ask a question at the hearing and it's all Zoom, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. If you ask a question at the hearing, what you should do is you should have like a little pull down screen behind you.
Good. Who made that image of De Blasio?
Brad did. Did he put it in a thing? Hold on. Keep going. Well, did you make it, Brad, or did you just find it? Hold on.
Okay, but I'm going to tell the commenters this. What you should do is you should have a screen that you can pull down behind you. So when you start your comment talking about the landlords, the screen could have guillotines behind you. So when you pull the screen down, there's like guillotines in the background.
You hear that, Ava?
I heard it out.
That's for the commenters.
Brad, play it in the thing. Brad, please play it in the thing. Put it in the thing. This is. How did you see it, Ava? Did he send in the private chat?
He texted it.
Oh, Brad, Brad always does this. Can we have this up for the viewers, please? Because now I have to. Thank you very much. Look, guys.
My God, it's so good.
Look, Brad made that. Hey,
That's
Ava,
great.
you should have Brad. You guys should work together.
Help us.
By the way, wait, put that back up again for a second. I offer her Ava help all the time with social media stuff. As you can see, I mean, last minute, sure, I get that's labor intensive maybe, but like, look at that.
That's really good.
That is totally good.
It's really good. I know.
Maybe
We're gonna have to.
we write a song. This is my strength.
Okay, let's do it, guys. We're gonna do a cover right now. Pick a song that we can cover.
From Frozen.
Yeah.
So let it go. Oh, like let the rent go.
Let it freeze.
Freeze the rent. Freeze the rent. What else?
Don't
what could it be?
freeze it anymore. Freeze the rent. Freeze the rent. Or tenants will go out the door. Don't push us out the door.
Yeah, that's good.
I don't care what landlords say.
Okay. With hair, we could.
Okay, I'm gonna sing. All
right.
Do you want to build a movement? Come on, let's go and play. I never see you anymore. Come out the door. It's like you've gone away. We could do like something where we like are singing about building a movement to overthrow the rich.
Oh, because it's really what? The snow glows way on the mountain tonight? Is that it?
No, the song is do you want to build a snowman? But
I see.
Snowman,
Okay.
do you want to build a movement?
Oh yeah, I like that. Or what about do you want to see a dead what about like do you want to see a guillotine threat?
Okay. On that note, I cannot be here in a party to this kind of violent rhetoric, and I've been to do, and I will. Talk later. Congratulations, Ava, on your wonderful victory, and thanks for having me on.
Yeah, of course. Come back on, New York Sam. Do you want to see a dead body?
The Overton window has shifted ever so slightly.
That's really funny.
Halper Joe. Okay, yeah. I'll talk to you later.
All right. Bye, Sam.
Am I allowed to leave?
I mean, you are, but I think we should try. I think we should try. This is like a reverse hostage video. I think we should try to do a song right now. Freeze the rent. Freeze the rent.
Don't raise it anymore.
Or your head will get a dent.
Freeze the rent. Freeze the rent. Don't push us out the door. I don't care what landlords say. Let their
because you're scum of the earth.
Let the storm rage on. I don't know. I need some time.
All right, you need some time. Well, that's good practice because you know who's going to say that to you. Billy D. Billy D. BDB. You should just read like some part of the Combahee River Collective that his wife was part of.
Oh, she was part of that?
Yeah, isn't that hilarious?
Oh. I never read it. So I gotta read it.
Ooh, wicked little town, expensive little town. I like that. Now is the perfect time to introduce.
I do think working on a Frozen song, though, is really, really good idea to go with the theme of the picture.
Are there any songs about freezing? Or freeze or frozen? Is there a song about Frozen?
Oh my God, I'm trying to tweet this. I'm trying to send this picture to my coworker and it won't send.
Why? Ava is like very wise.
Millennial.
I know what's going on. You're not a millennial. You're like what's
like
old?
The first year of millennial.
Here, I'll send. Can you tell this? Ava had a very funny thing happen where you have to save it. Did you save it in your phone?
Yeah.
Ava discovered. Oh, Cold as Ice. What about Ice Ice Baby? Ice Baby, too cold. No, that's bad because we don't want. This has to be pro freezing. It's too damn hot. You could use that. Some like the heat. You know. What else?
I think Frozen. The Frozen theme song is really good.
Yeah, you're just relying on. But there's no.
I'll come back on. When's your next show? I'll write it, and then I'll come back to perform it.
All right. Yeah.
When is the next opportunity?
Sunday night or Thursday night.
Okay, maybe Sunday.
Yeah, I mean, when are these hearings? I mean, I'm glad I knew about it. Now we can.
Tuesday and Thursday.
Ava, when are they?
Next Tuesday and Thursday.
What time? Because we could stream. We could live stream.
Oh, okay.
We could do a commentary on it.
That would be awesome.
Yeah. We could do it like the red carpet. We could be like, oh, look at Manhattan Borough President showing up. They won't hear us though, but you know.
Wait, my coworker sent me the tweet that I requested.
Okay.
Let's see.
Ava, you're gonna want to memorize remember, like you're gonna want to know that what is it, Met underscore, what is it?
Met underscore council.
Yeah. So remember when people ask you that. In fact, okay, you do have it in your Twitter bio. That's good. But we also have to up your numbers of followers. All right. You're going to have to hand me your thing for a couple of days. Your last tweet was from April 5th. Ava.
I don't tweet. My coworker tweets for me.
All right.
My tweets are not my own.
Well, I'll give her. Okay. We'll have a.
Okay, let's see. Hold on.
Have you guys ever saved someone in your phone book as under mean name and then revealed it to them accidentally?
No.
Me neither. But have you ever been on the receiving end of that?
Are you trying to tell a story about me?
Yeah, but I'm not exposing anyone. I just think it's a funny thing. You can tell it. No.
Let's not.
Let's not and say we did. Do you remember that expression, guys? Let's not and say we did.
Okay, here's an example. Hey, New York City Mayor, why are you letting the Rent Guidelines Board consider raising rents during a pandemic? New Yorkers are still rebuilding our lives. We demand a rent freeze.
Did you send it to me over text?
No.
Okay. Well, all right. That certainly is an admirable, wholesome tweet. I mean, good luck getting it to go viral, but I like it. I think it's a respectable thing.
All our tweets are like this.
So say it again.
Hey, New York City Mayor, why are you letting the Rent Guidelines Board consider raising rents during a pandemic?
Can you send this to me? Just text it to me. I'm going to give you a free 30-second workshop. Okay,
hold on. I'll text you like all 5 of them.
Yeah. I'm not tweet shaming. I'm tweet improving, actually. Yeah. No, I'm telling my commenters.
Okay.
This is a great chat. And guys, if you're watching this chat, you're in luck because you're going to get this whole thing. This is especially one of those shows. I don't paywall politically important, urgent things. So we're not going to paywall any of this part. We may paywall some other parts of it. But if you're here now, you got it all for free. And if you missed it, you'll get the rest of it at patreon.com/The Katie Halper Show. Again, that's patreon.com/The Katie Halper Show.
Okay.
All right. Let's see. So here's some. Hey, NYC Mayor, why are you letting the rent guideline boards consider raising rents during a pandemic? Okay, hold on. Let's do this. We're going to do a little. Hold on. This is not rent. This is not tweet shaming. This is tweetable. Oh, I like tweetable moments. How you like that?
That's good. That's really
right?
good.
Tweetable moments. All right, hold on.
Like take people's like earnest tweets and like make them funny.
Yeah, to tweet his own. Hold on 1 second. Okay, share screen. There's a fly around me. Okay. So here we go. Ready? Here's some of the ones that she sent. Obviously, they're too long. Okay. So what do we got? Hey, NYC mayor, why are you letting the rent guidelines board consider raising rents during a pandemic? New Yorkers are still rebuilding our lives. We demand a rent freeze. Looks like NYC mayor wants a legacy of raising rents during a pandemic. Why else would he let the rent guidelines board weigh increases up to 3%? We demand a rent freeze. Did NYC mayor think we wouldn't notice him letting the rent guideline boards increase rents during a pandemic? We see him and we demand a rent freeze. We won't let NYC mayor off the hook for letting the rent guidelines board raise the rents this year. New Yorkers are still recovering from the pandemic. We demand a rent freeze. The rent guidelines board wants to raise rents during a pandemic under NYC mayor's watch. Maybe he thinks we're distracted by reopening, but we demand a rent freeze. Okay, so there's some interesting stuff happening here. It's very oppositional, which I admire. I think that's good.
Mm-hmm.
I think that it's not quite. This is, to me, this strikes me a bit of it's a bit of a mixed genre tweet. Like, are you really trying to flame the mayor, right? Like, really roast him? You're trying to be respectful? Are you trying to be wonky? I think that you're going to, if you really commit to one of those things, I see a lot of potential.
Mm.
So it's not quite as like the 3% thing. I don't think lands because I think that seems small personally. Like I'm just saying, just as if, you know,
Mm-hmm.
if someone's trying to, a legacy of raising rents during pandemic, you think we wouldn't notice? It kind of has like a crazy ex-girlfriend vibe to it. Like, oh yeah, okay, yeah. So I thought, so you think I wouldn't notice? So you think I didn't notice that you changed the locks? Okay, that's fine. I guess you want your legacy to be lock changer, mayor. But you know, but look, God, it is hard. This is hard content to deal with because it's very boring. It's so boring. And the rent guidelines, you just got to be a little bit less, you know, you got to be a little sloppy. You don't lie, but it's like we are like, you think, but you know what I mean about didn't NYC think we wouldn't notice him letting the rent guidelines board increase rents during a pandemic? We see him and we demand a rent freeze. Also, so what you're talking now about him, not at him. You know what I mean? You just want to you just pick a lane. So, yeah, I think that I think we can really work on this voice and make this voice more empowered. You know, there's a little bit, there's some power, there's some despair and powerlessness that I think we can really work through. And I think you're going to come through this, Met Council on Housing. I think you're going to come through this a lot stronger. You're going to be a lot more resourced.
This is a great concept. Like you help groups like ours.
So when you wrote that, where were you coming from when you wrote that? What was your sense of your own self? What would you advise a friend, a fellow nonprofit, to do in that situation? Yeah. I mean, you're trying to you got to make him. You got to create the narrative and then people will be on board with the vilification. You know what I mean? But as of now, it's it's not on its face bad enough.
Yeah.
It's not, in other words, it's like, oh, he let the rent guidelines board weigh increase. Oh, wow. I can't believe he let them weigh an increase. It's like, it's really not a very, what's the word?
Compelling.
Yeah. It's not, there's a lot of outrage in the world to compete with. Right. So imagine you're flipping through headlines.
Go positive then.
Well, you want to go positive, you can go positive. But this is too, you know, it's not, you got to be not over the top dishonest, but you want people to be really angry or you want people to be really like on board. I mean, I think there's something here. Just accuse him of raising the rent. It's already better than most, by the way. Yeah, you're right. And I don't want to be, but I'm just saying we could really. Hi, Katie. I'm Brazilian. I love you. And the actual left from Dora to Kalinsky. Please hit him if he's liver really bad. Okay. Okay, I'll tell him that. Thank you. Yeah, I'm just saying we could. Yeah. And he's doing this now. So he's basically, who cares if he's, you don't, look, here's the thing. You own this narrative. You're shaping this narrative. Okay, Ava?
Okay.
None of this, imagine a headline that's like, Mayor Bill de Blasio to let rent guidelines board way increase. No. Why is Mayor de Blasio enabling, letting the, you don't say way. Because look, if you're letting them weigh it, you're letting them do it, right?
Yeah, slippery slope from way to do.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, who? Okay, like it should be.
Why
but if
is
you,
Mayor de Blasio
this shouldn't be up for. There's no room.
weighing a 3% increase for slumlords?
Why? How about this? What about this? This is no time. Like we are living. We are right. This is no time.
Now is not the time for a 3% increase.
No, you don't want any increase, right?
No, now is not the time to give landlords more rent.
Yeah.
Now is not the time to give landlords
to give in to greedy landlords, maybe. Or is that too?
Yeah.
I mean, like, it's like you want to make it so people are surviving. People, you know what I mean? It's like people are struggling. They're finally back on their, like, people are just recovering.
Yeah.
You know, like it's way too, like there's too much blah, 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 blah for this to, like, something, it's too what? It's, see, this is tricky because you don't want to say it's too soon because you don't want it, you kind of don't want you don't want this to be the new normal either, right? Like what COVID should have done is kind of waken, like, we don't want this to be like, okay, now we know what to do next time there's a pandemic, right? Like we're the potential value of this tragedy, obviously, like is something about like how we can't afford to not take care of each other, right? Like we can't afford to let people live this close to poverty, this close to losing their homes. Like we're, because that my fear as I'm coaching you through this, my fear was like, well, what if people are like, okay, well now the pandemic's done, the shutdown's done. Now, why do we need to we don't need these things anymore.
Yeah.
That's like the next thing, but that's a bigger
new normal,
right? But I'm almost like, we don't have time. We have a week, right? So we only have a week. So what you can still play with that, now is not the time. It's just we're just getting, people are, this is good. Say cannot afford, say enough. What else? Enough, cannot afford. Moral clarity, that's good. AOC talks about that. This should not be part of the conversation. Like something like a rent raise at a time of blah, 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 where we're still reeling. People are still, you can, X number killed, X number without homes, blah, blah, blah. How is this really a time to consider blah, 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 blah?
Mm-hmm.
Is that,
Is this really the time to raise rents?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could mention children, all the children who are without homes. Yeah. Like, don't throw. I mean, honestly, you really want the messaging to be like,
like unemployment rate, blah 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 blah. Is this the time to raise rents?
Yeah. Families, people are still struggling to blah 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 with blah 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 blah, homeless, blah blah blah, children unhoused. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't raise the rent while people are hurting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Raise all the Post-its.
Okay. Yeah.
Raise.
Oh wait, Brad's got some good. I'm saying Brad needs to become. You guys, okay. Over 80% of New Yorkers live paycheck to paycheck. Raising rent 3% can easily be an increase of $1,000 per year. That can break a lot of people.
That's good.
Yeah. Over 80% living paycheck to paycheck means that, like, raising the rent means that they can be homeless. Raising the rent means homelessness.
Yeah, it does.
That's really important, right?
Yeah. Yeah. These are great.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, of course.
For the Twittervention.
Yeah. And whoever's doing this, is doing really good job, doing really good work. This is the whole point is like you do the Lord's work, so you don't have like assholes who do like, you know. I mean, I'm not an asshole. I'm obsessed with Twitter, but other places like landlords will look at like data and analytics. So you got to find just a natural genius like me. I'm just kidding.
I like don't hang New York City renters out to dry.
Oh yeah, who did that? Let's highlight that one. Who did that one?
Tony Plow.
Oh, Tony Plow's on fire. Where is this? This is good. The tweet should start with "Hey fuckface." Yeah, I like that.
Renters.
Tweet Sultan. Let's see. Tune in next week for more tweet. We go low, they go high. Positive.
That's good.
Where is this?
Don't raise the rent while people are hurting. That's good.
Yeah, that's good. Dear Mr. I'm too good to freeze the rent. This will be the last package I ever send your ass. I don't get it. Leave in the pandemic part and accuse him. Yeah. How dare you? How dare you? Yeah, how dare you put New Yorkers at risk as they're reeling from the pandemic? Like the pandemic is still blah 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 blah. Mm-hmm. Let's see. What is 3% going to be on average? Yeah, make them responsible. I think it's like tonight's forecast, a rent freeze is coming. When is the time to give in to greedy landlords? Though? That's really good.
According to our sources,
the streets, the place to
go. 'Cause tonight, for the first time,
just about half-assing for the first time in history.
For the fourth time in history, we're gonna be freezing rent.
Oh, that's good. It's freezing rent. He's freezing rent. Hallelujah. He's freezing rent. What is it? Wait a minute. Every what? Every precedent? No, what is it called? It's raising. That's good, Ava. How'd you get that?
Rent. Hallelujah. He's freezing rent. Amen. What's the rest of the chorus?
I wrote "It's Raising Men" by accident, and I came across it. So I was like, "What the hell is that?" Okay, hold on. Let's see, "Raining Rent." We press it. Hold on. Okay, so it's the Weather Girls. When they came up with that name, did they know that was their song? Like it's kind of like are all of their songs weather based?
Like sign up to testify and just sing one of these songs.
Hold on, we got to do this. Hold on. Testify. Hold on. Oh, this is gonna be really inspiring. Hi, we're your weather girls, and we got news for you.
Council.
We're the Met Council. Get ready, all you lonely tenants, and leave those rent checks at home. All right. Wait, I didn't know his humidity is rising. Did you know that? Humidity is rising. Barometer's getting low. How low? According to all sources. What sources now? The street's the place to go. Because the night for the first time. Okay, because. So wait, this is the fourth time, right?
Yeah.
Night for the fourth time. What?
For the fourth time in history, he's gonna be freezing rent.
He's freezing rent. Hallelujah. He's freezing rent. Amen. I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna go out
and rent an apartment.
I'm gonna go out. Absolutely. Okay, hold on. Well, if it's freezing, I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna let my apartment get absolutely freezing wet. That doesn't really make sense. He's freezing rent. Every specimen. That was the thing I was trying to think of. He's freezing rent. He's raising rent. Hallelujah. He's raising rent. Every avenue. On every avenue. Every apartment.
Yeah, every apartment.
Every tenement.
Yeah.
Flats and tenements. Let me go to England. And a tall, blonde, dark and lean, rough and tough and strong and mean.
No, we should do de Blasio's description. Tall,
silver-haired, tall, gray, pale and lean, rough and tough and weak and mean.
It's only about dropping the groundhog.
Oh, that's good. Tall, white. Wait, that I mean, the ghost of groundhogs, ghost of groundhogs. And if you're a groundhog, very mean. And to groundhogs, very mean.
Yeah. And to groundhogs, very mean. God bless Bill de Blasio.
Oh my God. God bless Bill de Blasio. He's a
New York
tenant too.
He's not a tenant though.
Let's see. He's what is he then? God bless. Oh my God. Why is it so much?
Allied too.
Okay,
he went to the rent guide. Look, but he went to the rent guidelines board and did exactly what he had to do.
He taught every angel. He reached the last God so that each and every woman could find.
He taught all the landlords. He didn't buy their cries so that each and every tenant could be stabilized.
Oh my God, this is so good. This is so good.
Hallelujah.
Oh my God.
Amen. He's freezing rent. Hallelujah. He's freezing rent. Amen.
Oh my God, this is really good. Guys, you just saw history. I'm like, do you see? Okay, that was really good. Wow.
You got me like when I'm like exhausted.
That's always good. You got to tap it. It's like right straight to the subconscious. You know, not guarded. I love that tall blonde. Yeah. We could also say like Bronx, Manhattan.
Oh.
You know?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I love that we've like turned our anger. See, that's another angle now that we've gone into the like religious it's like become a religious, it's a pro de Blasio, it's spiritual. That's where we'll end up tonight.
We have to sing the world into being. Sing.
Yeah.
Sing the world we want to see.
Yeah, exactly. So, wait, hold on. I got a text. Someone wrote, this is really funny. It's funny because its host wrote, I swear not enough songs these days mention the rent guidelines board. It's a really good point. That's an outrage. And it's a problem.
Yeah.
Songs are not mentioning rent. We should write a blog post, a think piece.
Mm-hmm.
Songs don't mention rent guideline boards anymore, and it's a problem. Yeah.
Nobody's thinking about the rent guidelines board anymore. And
it's time to talk about it. Yeah. Let's see what yeah.
Thing.
It took me into my I was this age when I realized that I'd stopped singing songs about rent guidelines. I was this age when I realized that songs no longer promise, rent guidelines board. So yeah, this is good. We have a lot of potential boards.
2 songs already. Frozen.
Okay, yeah.
He's freezing rent. And I need you're gonna have to sign up to sing. Everybody only gets 2 minutes. It's a testimony. So I can only do 1 song. So I need someone else to sing the other song.
Oh my God. You're really, I think, you know what, I don't want to, it's your dream. It's your dream. But I feel like you maybe as the executive director of Met Council on Housing, maybe you farm out the music to someone else who actually does that. And you speak from your position of power as, I don't know. You got to put it to the board. Go to the board. Go to,
They've heard me a million times, I think. I think it's time for song.
And so when words don't, it's very Sound of Music. When words don't reach, yeah. Someone should write a musical about Rent. We should do a
Rent, the musical Rent.
Yeah. Yes.
I've ironically never seen that.
Oh, maybe. What if that made all the difference? Ava's done amazing stuff, by the way. Ava's in large part responsible for the rent freezes. If she had seen Rent, I don't even want to know what would have happened. But yeah. Have any opera friends? I don't know. Actually, I think I do. Oh, we have a friend who has a good opera friend. I have a couple, actually.
We did like a talent show for our like fundraiser this year, and there's a lot of great talented members of ours. So I should actually share these song ideas. I bet someone's gonna sing them and work on them with me.
I really think if you have any singers who could do kind of like do regular. Oh my God, Ava.
What?
Regulate by Warren G.
Ooh, that's good.
All right, hold on. I gotta get those lyrics out. Hold on. Hold on. Okay, hold on. This is really good, guys. Hold on.
Is this going to be like rebroadcast, or is this only happening right
now? Both. I can cut stuff out if you want to and make it, but I think we really should make some short little clips out of this. I mean, this is a big deal. Okay. Hold on. Okay. Regulators. We regulate any stealing of its property. Wait, how does it go? I can't remember. It was a clear back. Okay. Do you remember this part? The regulators we regulate in the
Build a Blasio on the streets.
Warren G is Billy D.
Yeah.
Billy D.B. was on the streets trying to consume. Yeah, guys. You know, we're gonna have to, yeah. So I looked at that on 21 Lewis and let's see.
Harder. That's more challenging.
This is harder, yeah, but it's good. Just hit the east side of. Oh yeah, that's great. Seen a car on. Yeah, you just put in New York addresses, right?
But where do they say regulate?
Well, on the top, right? Regulator.
In the lyrics, for it to work with rent regulation,
Let's see. Anna, any suggestions? They got guns to my head. That's good, right? Let's see.
Okay.
What is this? What?
Like Warren G had to regulate.
Okay, where is that one?
Man.
Where is it? Hold on. I could actually just do
many paragraphs down.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, there's no chorus, as New Cold War is pointing out.
Okay, Nate Dogg and Warren G had 16 in the clip and 1 in the hole. Nate Dogg is about to make some bodies turn cold. Oh, cold. All right. So, what about like you could be like 90 degrees? 16 in the clip and 1 in the hole. Nate Dogg is about to make bodies turn cold. Oh, Mother Nature's about to make some bodies turn cold. No, because it's hot, so that doesn't work. Now they drop it in yelling. It's a 10 bit late.
Build the videos here to regulate the rent.
Yeah. Oh, a tad bit late. The rent, right? Oh
yeah.
Now the landlords. Yeah.
Now the landlord's yelling that the rent's all late, but Bill de Blasio is here to regulate.
And then Bill de Blasio comes in, yeah, and says, "I laid them busters down. I let my gas explode."
The landlord's down. I laid the groundhogs down.
If we see the murder of the groundhog as a kind of metaphor.
Right. If you get to interview any candidates, you should ask them how they will approach the groundhog ceremonies as mayor.
Safely?
Exactly. What will they do to prevent water?
Oh, Section 8.
Another groundhog.
Section 8, you're saying rhymes with regulate? Oh, wait, here we got some. We regulate any stealing off this property. We're damn good, too. NYC and Billy D had to regulate Don't drop NYC renters like you dropped that groundhog.
Ooh, that's good.
Writing that down.
We're gonna remember the groundhog.
Write it down. Drop the rent, not
drop
drop
rent,
the
not groundhog.
or drop the rent like it's a groundhog. No, but he's not going to lower the rent. Let's see. No, that's true. Don't do to us. Don't do to us. So I took the bus downtown to get that Section 8. That's not bad. Regulate Section 8. That's very good. What else? What else could we talk about?
Drop the rent, not groundhogs.
Right. Drop the rent, not groundhogs. But really, if we're being honest, we're asking him to not raise it. Right? Raise the ruckus. Raise groundhog. Raise groundhog safety awareness, not rent. Freeze. Yeah. What else? All right. So I think we got some really good. Don't let homelessness be your legacy. Rent freeze now. That's actually not something like that is good.
Good. That's good. Yep.
Now they drop in rents and yelling. It's a bit late. Any drop it like it's hot. That's another maybe. What else?
Good. Yeah.
And what else about landlords taking over?
Drop it like it's hot is good.
It is. But I mean, are we really going to say like, is that really like going to be your plea, your song to drop it? I mean, that's fine, but it's like, it sounds like you're pushing for a
Well, we are
freeze.
trying to get a rent rollback.
Oh, roll back, lean back.
Yeah.
Wait, what is it with the groundhog? If it's like forward, back, what is it? She's a shadow. Don't give us the cold shoulder. I'm mixing metaphors now. Was that Far Side? And what's he's build? All right, let the rents drop. Beastie Boys. Tell Rome to take their bills and stuff it up the IHS placard. Oh, you weren't here when we talked about placard abuse, did you?
Placard abuse.
If you like your vote, you should put a freeze on it.
Well,
I don't get it.
Props again.
What?
He's not running again, though.
Oh, yeah.
Like
if you like your life.
Put a ring on it. That's what.
Right. Okay. Right.
If you like it, then you should put a freeze on it.
If you like us, then you're gonna put a freeze on it.
Yeah.
I can't believe they stayed in the city. Can't believe they ever trusted again.
Brad Bloom are like.
I know.
Communicating.
I know. I mean, I think you guys are gonna Beyonce. Yeah. No, I get that. But R.I.P. Nate Dogg. What else? Don't compromise with yourselves like them. Go for reduce the rent.
Yeah.
Okay, then if we do that, then we have drop it like it's hot.
We're always demanding a reduction of rent. So
okay. Reduce.
Okay, I think I gotta go. I'm really tired.
I know, but I mean, thank God.
But everybody, thank you to the community that is watching this show. I had no idea that there's so many creative tweeters out there.
Also, we got a very specific
Tenant movement.
Very specific offer from parodies in the genre of classic deep house from 1988 to 1994. How about we get some Katie Halper show after this? After we take care of that, some Katie Halper show theme songs.
I can work on that.
You work, yeah. Second. Oh, wait, I think there. That's Thank you, Ava.
You're welcome.
Beyonce to the left. Everything.
I'm work on these songs. I have a lot of work to do.
Yeah.
I got to get to work.
All right.
Will you come to the hearing and sing a song?
Yeah. Yeah. When is it?
Tuesday and Thursday.
And Thursday? Yeah. What time and where? Oh, it's all online?
Yeah.
This is interesting. This is an interesting one. Ava, I highlighted one.
Freeze the rent or we will freeze your nuts.
Yeah. Your nuts are going in the fridge.
Hold on, I will tell you what time.
See, this is good. We're still going. We need to bang out these details. 4 to 7?
Okay. And 5 to 9 on Thursday.
4 to 7 on Tuesday, you're saying?
Yeah.
All right, I'll just put all this in the YouTube description. And then I have this Eric ad. Do you want it? I'll play the Paperboy Love Prince. It only got 8,000 views. That's not cool.
All right. Am I free to go?
Yeah, you're free to go. It's funny. You and Roger Stone of Pink Floyd also was like, "Can I go now?" Yeah, you can go.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Ava, and congratulations.
Salute to you.
Yeah, you got that homeless club song from the early 90s. You don't have to change. All right. Oh, that was a setup. All right.
Wait, let's talk before the Rent Guidelines Board.
Yeah, we'll do it. Yeah.
Okay.
Bye, Ava.
Okay. Bye, everybody.
Thanks, everyone, so much. Did I say Roger Stone? I always say Roger Stone instead of Roger Waters. I'm really sorry. Roger Waters. It's like a water on a stone. So yeah, that was great. I'm sorry, Roger Waters. Yeah, that was really great, guys. What else? Yeah, this was great. I really like this. I should get Roger Stone on. This was really fun. I didn't know where the night would take me. I didn't know where we were going. I knew though it was going to be good. 1 second. That's really funny. Sorry. 1 second. Let me just see what's happening. Oh, you guys want to see my one of my proudest moments? Since we're there's really no segue there, except I want to get Ava on every. Yeah, it's true. A Rolling Stone gathers no waters. It's true. I couldn't nap today. But I'm going to go to bed early today instead. So, but you want to see a little, I'll share this with you guys. By the way, this would be, I really appreciate everyone coming by. I appreciate it so much. And if you would like to, please, of course, consider becoming Patreon supporters. At patreon.com/The Katie Halper Show. Aggressive Leftist, thank you so much for editing your pledge to a higher rate. Really appreciate that. Just became a Patreon. So excited to watch the podcast that Roger Waters' epic rant about TYT comes from. Yeah, you guys all saw that, right? Let's see. Okay, so you guys saw. Did you guys all see that? 1 second. Okay, 1 second. Breaking New York Times lawyer. Oh, we got another story. Let's see. Hold on. Sorry about this. Okay, 1 second. New York Times lawyer and Chevron human rights violator Boutros slammed today in protest for his attacks on Amazon indigenous people and their attorneys. Ooh. New York Times fire. Who's Boutros? Whoa, what's this? Hold on. I'm looking at a tweet from Steve Donziger. Hold on. One second. Okay. All right, guys, 1 second. I really appreciate everyone here. And I don't say this enough. I really appreciate all the people who come. Oh, wow. To this show. Who hang out. The regulars in a good way. No, that's not the loyalists. We'll call them the loyalists. I like that because also it has a Spanish Civil War vibe to it. We're not okay. I hate to repeat my question, but the notifications are not reaching. What was that? on all devices. Is everyone getting notified? Good question. Is everyone getting notified? Good fucking grief. I walked into the liquor store and back. Aren't you happy? Let's see. That rent was epic. Yeah. Rent day. I'll remember the moonlight. I was smoking the rent money. What's that from? Okay. So here's the thing. You got to hit the reminder. What is that? Smash that bell. Remember you hit. Oh, fuck. Sorry. I just. 1 second. Oh, crap. Hold on 1 second. I just realized something. I'm really glad. I just wrote to someone. I thought I'd written them back. Whoa. 1 second. Okay. Okay. All right, here I am. I'm back. I'm back, guys. Okay. Sorry. Okay. Okay. Here's what I was gonna yeah, are you all subscribed? Brad, you want to come on? You know, Brad, don't you guys want to meet Brad? Brad, no pressure. You don't have to right now, but at some point. Who's Pedro? Ask them, got the email, no notification on YouTube. What email? By the way, what happened with Pedro? Oh my God. Yes, guys. Well, I'm sorry you don't feel well, Connie. I hope you're taking care of yourself. And thank you for reminding me that the Katie Halper show helped. Okay, the biggest Katie Halper, probably one of the biggest Katie Halper show bumps that we've experienced is, I think we all know, Pedro Castillo. In fact, we should get him on the show. We got to get him on the show. Look, I'm not, how many people, look, I'm just saying, how much did he win or lose? Did he win by? How much did he win by? Because all I'm saying is that we could have made the difference. Does anyone want to look up how many votes he won by? How many people were streaming about that? How many people were streaming about the night before the election in Peru? How many other streams were on that, guys? That's my question. I'm, of course, I'm being a little set up very slim margin, right? Katie Halper, yes. Wow. I mean, look, I'm just saying that's a big deal. In fact, I need to have I need the report back from there. Oh yeah, I actually really do need to do that, Peru. Let's see. Okay. You guys, that's huge. We should rewatch that whole thing. I'm just kidding. 1 second. So guys, we have a lot of stuff. What else do we help do? We help do some okay, so you know what? All right, this is great. I'm very happy about this. So let's see. All right. Brad, do you want to come on? Ollie was great, right? Yeah, tomorrow's YouTube vlogger sways Peru's election, I hope. Yeah. Okay, so let's see. Pedro versus Keiko was Pedro. So someone with good eyesight and good at math. What's the differential? I was following like I did in Ecuador. Would you have? Look at that. The number of viewers versus the winning margin are roughly equivalent. Guys, we did it. We saved Peru from the dictatorship of the daughter, from the dictator's daughter's dictatorship. So the difference was 60K. Okay, thank you, Brad. And 60K, which because of the way, because of the, what's the Peruvian currency? Whatever that is, that works out to 60K. That somehow works out to the number of viewers. I mean, if we had actually released the podcast right away, it would have been even bigger. Okay, the margin is low enough for the CIA to step in. The lira. Yeah. Oh, the sol. Oh, the lira is, I believe, the lira is what? Lebanon and perhaps Syria? Yeah, plus the YouTube algorithm, that's all true. Yeah. Peruvian sol, right, the sun. Okay, it's not a lira. I got it. Look, I'm just reading what's in front of me, okay? This is what I do. And then I try to correct myself afterwards, hopefully on time. Oh, yeah, what the hell is the coin of the daddies? Do we know what that is? Yes, the lira comes from Italy, obviously, but you see, you guys, this is a problem. No one knew I was streaming. How am I going to do this? We need a list. We need an email list, right? How do we do this? Okay, Brad has found out an answer to that question about the daddy coin thing. Because that coin had daddy issues. I found the answer to that in Brian. The phrase actually refers to a coin containing silver worth $1 at 1:16 ratio, or in other words, a silver dollar whose content was equal to a gold dollar. This was the situation in earlier generations, the daddies, when market price of metal and silver dollar coin was in fact worth $1 or more in gold. The later Brian money silver tokens and various full value silver tokens testified to the same concept and to its futility in a real economy. Actually, he wrote in a real economy, which I couldn't help but laugh at. I don't really get any of that. I don't get the daddy thing either, but I like it. Okay, so oh, a telegram for announcement. Actually, should I do that? I know that people like Lebanon is the Halper. SE owner person, Katie. In my YouTube, it says your kids' content. My kids' content has nothing to do with this. Twitch, what would that have to do with it? I mean, how could I use that? But that's what Brian and Daddy were referring to. Wait, but who's Daddy? That's what I don't understand. Daddy's a person? That's what I didn't get. But that's what Brian and Daddy were referring to in that weird ethno-nationalist Bat Boy painting. It's the earlier currency. Where? Here? We used to use something called Daddy? That's what I still don't get. Okay, I had no idea. There was a currency called Daddy. Okay, got it. All right, so now you guys want to have a mini watch party? Let's do it. It's from a while ago, but I think it's a good thing to do. When I say mini watch party, I mean I'm going to just share a little video of myself. How come nobody has fooled Arturo Sosa into signing Julian Assange's release order? Just make him think that he's signing for delivery of Italian ice. I don't get it. Hi, Janet. Thanks. Nice to see you guys too. Okay, let's see. Okay, so you guys, I actually have to catch up on this. What happened with anyone have a good link for the Ilhan Omar thing? Because I have my response ready, of course, but Wow, that's really nice. Very nice. Okay, let's see. Where's the latest Ilhan? This is really funny. Sorry. Okay. Offensive. House lawmakers rebuke fellow Democrat Ilhan for equating U.S. Israel with Hamas. What was her actual quote? I mean, that sounds pretty. Retweet if we should change the Constitution. That yeah, I agree. I wrote an article about this too. Actually, let's see. All right. Wait, does anyone have the? Was this in a video? Let's see. I know. Okay. Ugh, this is so annoying. Why can't we find the actual thing? Oh man, I should have had Norm. Okay, I'll have Norm. Ilhan, come on the show, please. All right. Does anyone have know where I can find this? All right. Sorry, I'm being a very let's see. Hi, okay. Oh, sorry. I'm looking for I know I'm looking for the comparison of Omar. What did Ilhan Omar say that was so offensive? It's not, but allegedly. I know she did that. Does anyone know? Okay, she has video with Anthony Blinken where she says it. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for because that's good. All right, I'll look for Blinken and Ilhan. All right, let's see. Okay, I can't find it because I'm spelling his name wrong. What? I don't understand. Why is it so hard? I'm putting in Ilhan Omar. I would think a video would come. No, I guess not because no one wants. Because none of her defenders want to post it. I get that, but what is the deal? Hold on. Oh, here we got it. Okay, hold on. Does that? Because then they take the original thing down. Okay, I got it. All right, hold on. This is such a. All right. Imagine if I made videos like this where I actually set it up. I could make very viral videos, right? All right. That'll be my challenge. Starting this week, I'll do that. You guys can help me. We can do it as a group. Help me with talking points. Not like talking points, you know what I mean? Like bullet points. Be a team production. All right. Okay, here we go. 1 second. Let me remove. All right. Where is it? Okay, here we go.
Is available to them.
I believe that we have, whether it's the United States or Israel, we both have the mechanisms to.
Hold on. The question was where Palestinians can seek justice if the U.S. won't support ICC investigations. That's the International Criminal Court. Okay, so that was the question, okay? And then let's hear what he said.
Is available to them.
I believe that we have, whether it's the United States or Israel, we both have the mechanisms to make sure that there is accountability in any situations where there are concerns about the use of force and human rights, et cetera. I believe that both of our democracies have that capacity, and we've demonstrated it, and we'll need to continue to demonstrate it going forward.
Okay, that's not it. So okay, that was a good start though. Let's see. Can we find the video where she's actually saying the thing about Hamas, or was that not on video? Come on, guys, we can do this together. Anyone? Okay, we got Newsmax. I'd like to not have to play their thing, but maybe.
From a group of the United States.
You know what? This is actually good.
Using quote Islamic right, a group of.
You know what? I don't like Newsmax, but this will be good. This is probably useful. Hello? Who's this? Oh, hello. Wow. Okay. Oh God, woke washing. We got some woke washing of the. All right. Oh, hello. I didn't know that. I didn't know that Charles Blow has a show. Yeah, actually, there is something, Joan Walsh. I mean, we have our beef, but the beef aside, obviously, it's because she's critical of Israel. I mean, all right, here we go. Here we go. Thank you. Who is this person? Abraham Gutman. I'm already following you. You're following me? Great. We're good. Okay. Here we go, guys. I found it. Don't worry. I'm sorry. I'm like the worst host. So, and I get mad because like I don't have it, as if it's not my job to do that. All right. But it's fun, right? It's fun. Oh, and Brad also, of course, has everything here. So thank you. Shout out to Brad. It's literally still on Twitter. Okay, yeah, I know it's on her Twitter. Calm down. All right. Okay. Ready? Now we're really gonna play it.
In both Palestine and in Afghanistan. I know you opposed the court's investigation in both Palestine and in Afghanistan. I haven't seen any evidence in either cases that domestic courts both can and will prosecute alleged war crimes and crimes against humanity. And I would emphasize that in Israel and Palestine, this includes crimes committed by both the Israeli security forces and Hamas. In Afghanistan, it includes crimes committed by the Afghan national government and the Taliban. So in both of these cases, if domestic courts can't or won't pursue justice, and we oppose the ICC, where do we think the victims of these supposed crimes can go for justice? In both of these cases, if domestic courts can't or won't pursue justice, and we oppose the ICC, where do we think victims are supposed to go for justice? And what justice mechanisms do you support for them?
Thank you. First, let me just.
Okay, so does everyone get the? Oh, my mic just got. Okay, does everyone get that question? Sorry, that was like she's way louder. Fuck. Did everyone get that question? I made my mic very loud so I could do that. Everyone there? Is my sound okay? Apologies if my sound just went very loud. That was her at maximum volume. Could everyone hear that remotely? Could people hear that or no? Did people hear that or no? Jesus fucking Christ. The sound is completely of Katie. That means so you did not hear the audio of her, right? Brad, is that right? They didn't hear the audio of her? That's fine. I just need to know so I can fix that. Okay, it was quiet. I mean, I'll play it again though. I just need to make sure that the setting is on the right thing. Hold on. I think I know what happened. Hold on. Guys, bear with me. This is fun. Good times. I feel like things are going to change though. So I'm not always going to have all this really fun, charmingly, hold on. All right, sure. Let me see. 1 second.
The outset that it is impossible not.
Okay. Hold on. Is this louder now
I know you oppose the court's
or no? Can you hear her more when I play that or no? It's the same? All right. Why? Hold on.
investigation in both Palestine and in Afghanistan. I haven't seen any evidence in either cases that the.
Okay, I have one more thing I can try. I don't understand why this happens. Let's try MacBook speakers for that. Okay, let's see. Hold on.
Domestic courts both can and will prosecute alleged war crimes and crimes against humanity.
Any difference there or the same? There's an echo. All right. Okay. That's annoying. I don't know why this is happening. Okay. Sorry that you couldn't hear it. At least there's subtitles. I can throw in the thingy. But did everyone see that and hear it? God, I'm really annoyed. Okay. See, this is why, some people, it's really, this show is not an easy show to clip, by the way, in case you didn't know that. It's not an easy show. You can't just go from like point A to point B with this show. You can still hear her. Please mute it. She's not playing, right? I really don't know what's happening because she's not playing anywhere. Is someone hearing her? All right. Saying they don't want to hear it again. I don't understand. Is it playing right now? I don't hear anything. You're just saying don't play it. What is happening? All right. Okay. She's paused now. I didn't hear from Ross. That's very funny. All right. Very, very funny. All right. Well, this could have been a great clip. Yeah, the unclippable Katie Halper. Okay. I'm going to watch it myself. I'll put her on mute because I want to hear it. So I'm playing it so I can hear it. I'm going to read it. I know you opposed the court's investigation in both Palestine and Afghanistan, and I haven't seen any evidence in either cases that domestic courts can and will prosecute alleged war crimes and crimes against humanity. And I would emphasize that in Israel and Palestine, this includes crimes committed by both the Israeli security forces and Hamas. Okay, that is offensive. That is offensive because what she does there is she is suggesting that the damage done, it's offensive to Israeli weapons, basically. Yeah. Because she's suggesting that there's anything comparable when we all know that the crimes committed by the Israelis. I mean, honestly, I'm triggered. I think that's anti-Semitic because I think that she's minimizing Jewish power. There you go. There you go. I found it. I found her anti-Semitism. Louder, Katie? Are you guys joking? I didn't play it. Do people want to hear it? Raise your hand if you want to hear it. Put yes if you want to hear it and no if you don't, and I'll read the comments. And for people pointing out there's equal sidesism, I mean, yeah, good luck saying that it's like much worse from. Is Diana joking? Can you guys hear me? You can hear me, right? Oh my God. Jesus. All right, I'm fine. They're effing with me. I hate everyone. I love you all. Okay, so anyway, the point is that could have been a great clip. Damn it. I could have been a contender. All right. So, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to prep. So I do these things beforehand. That's kind of boring, but I think it may be. But you know what? No, can hear you play audio, please. I'm going to play the audio. I'm sorry. I am. People deserve to hear this. Not everyone heard it. Okay. Person who I'm talking to, I don't know who I'm talking to, but someone I'm mad at who's telling me not to play it. If you don't want to hear this, go take a walk around the room. Or I'll give you I'm going to do the thumbs up for when I play it, and then I'll do the thumbs down for when I'm done. Okay? So I want people to hear this. Stop silencing her. Thank you.
I know you opposed the court's investigation in both Palestine and in Afghanistan. I haven't seen any evidence in either cases that domestic courts both can and will prosecute alleged war crimes and crimes against humanity. And I would emphasize that in Israel and Palestine, this includes crimes committed by both the Israeli security forces and Hamas. In Afghanistan, it includes crimes committed by the Afghan national government and the Taliban. So in both of these cases, if domestic courts can't or won't pursue justice, and we oppose the ICC, where do we think the victims of these supposed crimes can go for justice? In both of these cases, if domestic courts can't or won't pursue justice, and we oppose the ICC, where do we think victims are supposed to go for justice? And what justice mechanisms do you support for them?
Thank you. First, let me just say at the outset that it is impossible not to be profoundly moved by not just the loss of life in the recent violence and conflict, but especially the children whose lives were lost. And we all have a tendency to throw statistics and numbers out there, but we were talking about boys and girls, Israelis and Palestinians, as well as men and women. And I think none of us, from whatever perspective we come, can lose sight of that. So that's one thing that's very important. Look, you know our views on the ICC and its jurisdiction. We continue to believe that absent a Security Council referral or absent the request by the state itself, that's not appropriate. I continue to believe that whether it is the United States or Israel, both of us have the means.
Mr. Secretary, I do understand that point. I'm asking what mechanisms do you think is available to them?
I believe that we have, whether it's the United States or Israel, we both have the mechanisms to make sure that there is accountability in any situations where there are concerns about the use of force and human rights, et cetera. I believe that both of our democracies have that capacity, and we've demonstrated it, and we'll need to continue to demonstrate it going forward.
And in the case of Afghanistan?
With regard to Afghanistan, if it's our objection, as you know, was to the assertion of jurisdiction over the United States in the absence of a Security Council referral. And I believe that we have the means, if there are any cases to be brought, to adjudicate them and to find justice.
Okay, so that's how you do it when you don't actually want, I guess, accountability. Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty, one second. Nick Terse, who's that? Nick from, okay, so that's a pretty interesting answer. ICC is obviously, something that the United States doesn't believe in. It is because they don't, the United States doesn't believe it should be applied to them. So that's I mean, why are people I'm not sure why people are are so upset that Ilhan Omar said that. Again, I'm going to say that it's because she's minimizing Israeli valor. That's stolen valor by suggesting that Hamas achieved as many deaths as Israel did. Okay, so here's what I was originally trying to get to, okay? And by the way, Ilhan, if you're watching and her staff, use it. That'll go over really well. I'm just kidding. That's a joke. Okay, so this is what I wanted to show you guys, though. All right, here it goes. Ready? I mean, look, the downside of the show, of having a show like mine, I'll let you be the judge of that. But the upside, you don't get these journeys in and out of focus and, you know, relevance that you get on this show. Okay, let's see. I know I'll go back here. Blinken. Okay, hold on a second. Feels like me. Sorry. Okay. All right. This is from God. I mean, I don't like Fox, but they have good hair and makeup people. Am I right? Let me know how you hear this. So great.
Apology was fine.
Do you hear that? I know it's low. I'll raise the volume. God, why am I so? Who am I angry at? Why is this so loud? Brad, is this an okay volume? I know my voice. I don't know what to do.
Katie, you say that Omar's comments are both not anti-Semitic, and you didn't have a problem, I imagine, with the first comments.
No, I mean, I have a problem
the apology
with smearing
was
her
fine.
as an anti-Semite. She said something. This is how anti-Semitic it was, apparently. She said something.
Katie, you say that Omar's comments are both not anti-Semitic, and you didn't have a problem, I imagine, with the first comments.
No, I mean, I have a problem
the apology
with smearing
was
her
fine.
as an anti-Semite. She said something. This is how anti-Semitic it was, apparently. She said something that Thomas Friedman, major supporter of Israel, has said. Thomas Friedman said an applause that Bibi Netanyahu received was paid for by the Israel lobby. There's nothing anti-Semitic in there. What is anti-Semitic, though, if you want to talk about anti-Semitic tropes and playing into those, is what Kevin McCarthy, who along with Donald Trump is going after Omar, what he said in a tweet that he deleted. Soros and Bloomberg and Steyer were buying the election. Now, that is an anti-Semitic trope that he definitely played into. He deleted the tweet, but he never apologized. Schumer has said things that are very Islamophobic, for instance, and no one asked him to apologize. There's this double standard.
But no pattern. You see no pattern among some of these newer congresswomen
if you speak out against
who seem
Israel,
to equate money
you're
with
equated
Jews.
with anti-Semitism. Chuck Schumer, for instance, said that there's no peace in the Middle East because Palestinians don't follow the Torah.
Katie.
Of course, we say it's our land. The Torah says it, but they don't believe in the Torah. So that's the reason there is not peace.
State of Israel is because the Jewish people were almost exterminated from the face of the globe, and they did not have a sanctuary place they could go to have their own state. There wasn't a state for Jews to be able to call their own. And by the way, it's there. It's there. And by the way, it's there, and it's their lands. We don't have to agree with absolutely every decision their government makes, but it is wrong to attack them as a people.
Well, no one attacked them as a people, luckily.
I just saw that tweet.
AIPAC. I'm a Jew. I'm a person. No one attacked me because I don't support AIPAC. Millions of Jews don't support AIPAC, and that's why there are all these alternatives.
But this is the problem.
Because Jews like me are really tired of having AIPAC, which is a very small but very powerful elite minority representation of Jews. It's very tiresome to have them claim to speak for all Jews and conflate Jewish identity with unquestioning support of Israel, which is an anti-Semitic trope in itself.
Let me just say this, Lord. This is the big dynamic.
It would be nice if Donald Trump had actually condemned the people in Charlottesville. And you, Matt, you work in this communications,
if I could please just answer.
Why didn't he condemn the people in Charlottesville?
Let's stay. Let's stay.
Okay, guys, I gotta tell you, guys,
stop. Jews in the statement.
All right, so that's what. Oh, wait, let me lower the volume. Sorry about that. Anyway, that was me on Fox making the point that I got to make more to people. Okay. So yeah. Oh my God. I just think it's so funny that people say Katie with a Y. Because it's spelled as an I-A. Anyway, that guy's like they were trying to goy-splain me. Base Katie, yeah. It was my last time on Fox. No, I think I went on Fox once more. So yeah, that is what I have to say to people calling her an anti-Semite. Yeah, it's their land. I'll also like, honestly, it is so stupid. What Schumer said. Do you realize how embarrassing that is? I mean, that's why there's a problem. That's why we don't have peace, because they don't follow the Torah. First of all, they do follow the Torah because Islam happens to be built off of Judaism, just like Christianity is built off of Islam. Second of all, that's not something that, I didn't think that we said that type of stuff. Because that's like not, yeah, it's kind of theocratic. Anyway, you got to do it, Katie, because Fink put his pants on for that guy. I think there's a missing something there. Yeah, these people are I can't stand pretending to be like, the only solidarity that they have. Oh, I see. Finkelstein won't put his pants on to go on air with them. Yeah. Can you imagine Finkelstein doing that? I want to have a watch party with Norm where we watch him debating people like Wolf Blitzer. It's great. That would be really fun. Oh, wouldn't that be great Patreon only content? All right. Thursdays with Norm. I want to do that. Last time I asked him, he was like, I think I'm going to, I don't want to make people tired of me so soon or something. I think he thought it was too much. You guys, we got to write him a letter. We got to write a card that's like weekly Norm. Get your weekly Norm on. He's great. He really is great, huh? And then I don't want to say it. I'll put this link in too. I'm sorry. My description of today's show was like, all right, this will just be links. You know what I got to do? Even though I'm on Patreon, I think I'll put it on Patreon. But what do we think of no, I don't want to complicate things. Rating, but I can't do that. Right? I can't really do that. I hope you guys look, not everyone gets to experience the totally imagine people in my lives who know me in real life, upon whom I bless with my internal monologues. I was doing that with someone the other day. He started laughing. He's like, so you're just talking out loud to me. I was like, yeah, okay, yeah. Don't you squat at Kevin McCarthy's. Anyway. Oh my God, this is so funny. All right. Sorry. All right, guys, this was a laid back tweet, laid back stream. I'll tell him I won't talk. Oh yeah. Yeah. We'll have to no, we definitely we'll have to meet him in person. Brad and we should go meet Norm in person. Wouldn't that be great? I have a whole idea about what we should do there. Okay. Thanks so much, Yes, for being here. Everyone, love you all. Not me, us, revolution. Yes. Graham won't be showing up on Hill anymore either. Who's saying that? All right. Okay. So, yeah, that was funny. Macron being slapped, but I got to go home. Did you see how tired I am? I got to go to sleep. Sorry. I got to go to sleep. That is home. All right. Bye everyone. I will try. I want to have Chomsky back on. Thank you so much to Brad. Thank you for Independent Left. Thank you to Fantomas Fanta. And Digital Chomsky. And I will see you guys soon. There's a chance that Sunday will be later than usual again, and then we'll go back to a normal schedule. Okay. We need to really we should have an active. All right, we'll do the Discord. We'll set that up. All right. Bye everyone. Thank you so much. Well, you missed the show, Lisa. You have 24 hours to watch it now. Then I'm going to probably cut some stuff out. Okay, so I will see you guys all next time, and sleep well. Make sure that you go to Ava's site that I put in here. I put in the YouTube description. And how do you guys know about the new Rising stuff? Interesting. All right. I was on last week and this week. Last week I talked about Steve Donziger, and this week I talked about Kamala Harris and the mystery reporter. Okay. Bye, everyone. Okay. Patreon.com/The Katie Halper Show. Patreon.com/The Katie Halper Show. Rate and review the show if you like the podcast, or if you have friends who like podcasts, have them rate and review it. Even if you don't watch it, listen to it. You can rate and review the podcast so it gets good whatever's on the apples. Okay. All right. Bye.